so funny?
Nothing. You look very nice.
Where's your costume? Huh?
Dude, I told you mine didn't come in time.
No. Today's the Halloween costume episode. Everybody knows that. I brought my cups, I brought the shades, I got the Napa hat, I got the porn stash. Everybody knows it's the Halloween episode.
Do you want to introduce yourself? Tell the people who you are?
I don't need any fucking introduction.
That's crazy.
You're looking at a freshly knocked out of playoffs driver, Chase Elliott. Fuck this. As if I haven't been through enough today, MJ, honestly. You just want to laugh in my face. You think it's all big funny, you know what I mean? Like fucking Lando Norris is the championship leader right now. You want to laugh at me? You want to laugh at me while I have a mustache?
No, you're right. It was just such an uncanny look-alike. Stop smoldering into the.
No, you were into it. You were into it. Listen, I think this is like kind of an awakening for a lot of people. Probably me and a mustache. I think a lot of people are being awakened.
People really wanted you in a mustache. For some reason.
Not for comedy purposes. It's for like a weird fantasy they have.
Hey, who are we to judge?
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you think this is funny. I can cut it here so we can do our episode, I guess. Fucking a big laugh, making a big joke of it. Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea.
And I'm MJ.
And this is another episode of the Laps Down podcast. Thank you so much for coming back. Hello and welcome if it's your first time here. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen on, and maybe subscribe to us on YouTube if you want us to get a plaque for our studio someday. Anything else, admin, MJ?
No, I think that covers it. The plaque.
The plaque. Not like the kind in your teeth, but the kind for the wall. Okay, well, let's talk about F1. Fuck it. Let's send it. F1 time. Okay. To start off with the F1 part, I have to acknowledge the obvious elephant in the room, which is that George Russell is the funniest person to ever live. We've been sleeping on it too long. This podcast has suffered because of it, and I will never allow it again. So we'll have a running section of just the funniest things George Russell has done. And I have to say, Toto Wolff was gone this week, and I think that there was like a fun energy about. I think people were like acting like there was a substitute teacher. Like it was just a lot of things that they're maybe not supposed to be doing. My favorite was George Russell piecing out for FP1 because Fred Vesti was in his car and just going and sitting in the stands. And then this was my favorite part. He goes and he's in like this mask, you know, like the like wrestler type and like his Bad Bunny collab jacket, cause sure. And he goes up to these two girls that are wearing a George Russell shirt. He goes, I love that guy. Super good, huh? Dude, the charisma that's coming from this man, you can't replace it. He's just too good, guys. He's too funny. I'm sorry. He's too funny. We also had a scandal related to George Russell, which is that not Fred Vesti. He's gone already. They put him back in the sim immediately. Yeah. Fernando Alonso, they zoomed in the paddock on his phone case while he was on the phone, and it seemed to be just a picture of George Russell, like a K-pop photo card sort of thing in his phone case. And everybody was like, that is super funny. They brought it to George's attention. He's like, what? Why does Fernando have a picture of me in his phone case? They're like, I don't know. We're just reporting what we see. And Fernando makes like a big video on Instagram. He's like, this is Formula One fake news, but then never shows the phone case or the pictures. I'm like, what's fake news about it? Apparently the picture was of Fernando. He thought he looked good in it. And there just so happened to be a George Russell in the photo as well.
Yeah, it's like that banner, with all the drivers lined up that they have at the races, and he's like, my niece took the picture, she made this, and everyone's saying it's George Russell, but no, I'm the star of this. It wasn't even a phone case. Wasn't it like a pop socket, or was it A
It
phone
was like he
case.
has like a clear phone case, and then he has like the photo behind it,
Fernando
like you
Alonso
would
has
with
a
a loved
clear
one.
phone case?
Yeah, because he wants to
Hmm.
show off his picture with his loved one,
Something to
being
think
George.
about.
But I also was like, that is actually major uncle behavior. That is like Fernando is just like the fact that he has a niece. I was like, what? Since when? You
I didn't even
care
know
for
he
a
had
young child?
I didn't even know he had siblings. I don't
No,
actually know anything about
no
Fernando
anything about
Alonso.
him. There's a documentary on him on Amazon Prime. We should watch it sometime.
Okay.
It's about that year where he was like, I'm retired from F1, and then he like suffered through like an Indy 500 and like fucking did the what the fuck is the rally Dakar. He like suffered a lot, and then he ended up back in F1 because he's like, other motorsports are so hard. But they filmed like a whole documentary where he like suffered through the other motorsports. And I think in there he also like breaks up with his girlfriend and stuff. It seems like really interesting, actually. We should dive into it.
No, I'm down.
Yeah, I think we could unpack a lot there probably. Additionally, I found this out. I don't think this is news to other people, but it's news to me. I found out that George Russell is apparently extremely popular in China, and he makes social media videos in like he's speaking Mandarin for his Chinese fan base.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. And then I was like, what am I watching? And it's him like meticulously practicing like the most British person speaking Chinese videos you could possibly imagine.
Uh-huh.
And he's just like, hello to my Chinese fans. And apparently they eat him the fuck up in China. Like they love China. Like in China, they love George Russell. I don't know why
I get it.
though. And I don't really, what are they getting that American audiences are not getting? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Where do these videos live? Like just on normal platforms like TikTok,
think
and
it's
we
like
just don't see it?
No, I think it's like Chinese social medias. I have
Interesting.
to find these videos. It's so weird. And people were like giving him shit because he like refuses to learn Spanish even though like his girlfriend and like his trainer and everybody else speak Spanish. And they're like, "But he'll learn fucking Mandarin." Sure, I guess.
It's for the
Sure.
people. He's the people's
It's for the
princess.
people.
He's gonna learn Mandarin.
我说叫热拉萨呀，One man Shanghai Jian。大家好。Thank you so much for following my Douyin account. 你好，中国. I'm here at Formula One WeChat and excited to go racing this weekend and look forward to seeing all of the Chinese fans here.
Sorry? Okay, George.
I thought that was funny. I was like, fuck, it's got to go in the dock. I was like, he's the funniest person ever. What is
He
this?
really is.
He really is. And then last is his radios, which we'll have to dissect later on because this today, it was a George Russell comedy routine. Okay. We have FP1. We have like a bajillion rookies in FP1. I literally was like, what is going on? And I think it's like funny for like the rookies who are like worried about crashing. Like they told Lindblad, like, hey, whatever you do, don't crash Max Verstappen's car probably right now. And he was like, word, message received. I think of like the rookies, they're all like out there trying not to crash. I think it's got to be even scarier for the people that are not rookies, that are like actual F1 drivers that are out there trying to just do their practice, and they have the most erratic people on the track in front of them. They're like trying to go around with a slow car, and they're just like, fuck, I better get on the racing line real quick and go real slow in front of Carlos Sainz. It's like, what? Chill. But did you have a favorite of the rookies that were out? We had Fred Vesti, we had Lindblad, we had Luke Browning, which every time I see Luke Browning,
dude,
like,
I
Are you
can't.
sure that's not Logan Sargent?
I'm like, that's Logan Sargent. It does kind of hurt my heart every time I see Luke Browning. Like, respect to the man. No, Fred Vesti. I love it when they let Fred Vesti out. I love it.
He has so much fun with it. He also got to be part of George's shenanigans because George broke his sunglasses and he decided to make everybody in the Mercedes garage watch him repair his sunglasses, particularly Fred Vesti, who he forced to sit down and have a front row seat. And they're like, Fred, that's pretty cool, huh? To watch that. And Fred's like, what the fuck is going on? Can I go back to the sim now? Like, what is this? Why is everybody got to watch him do this? He's not used to their dynamic, you know?
No. But George is like one of the kids who would, like, growing up, make their family, like, sit in front of them at every family gathering and be like, I'm actually going to perform for you. If that's okay for everyone, I have put together a routine.
It's choreographed. And fucking Fred Vesti's like his poor cousin who's like really quiet and doesn't know how to say no, that's like forced to watch painstakingly close all of the performance. Love that. I think my favorite of the rookies was Lindblad because I thought it was interesting. I think he finished the practice session with P5, ahead of Yuki, ahead of Hajar, ahead of, I don't know. I think that's like notable. I'm like, what are you haven't learned yet. You're supposed to perform badly so they don't force you to go to Red Bull.
Right.
I know that you're like thinking that this is a big shot for you to like get a F1 promotion, but it means bad things for your future. And I would recommend you slow down a bit if I were you. But I would like to see a rookie on the grid next year. And sometimes with like the new regulations, and we just got like this whole big wave of rookies, I was like not really thinking that we would get a rookie for next year. So it'd be fun if we did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who else they would put in that second Red Bull seat. Can't think of any other person. Nope. Can't think of any other person. I think we should put a rookie in there.
Okay. No, that's good. I was thinking that maybe they were like gonna maybe move Yuki down and then put Isaac up and then put Lindblad and Yuki together on Racing Bulls, and then it would be no more Liam Lawson.
Yuki, I fear, is probably leaving to go to Aston Martin.
Oh. Confirmed? You heard that? Confirmed?
That's what the streets are saying. Well, he's waiting on an offer from Chip Ganassi right now. So
no, right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Alex Plo is going to McLaren F1. It's part of the settlement.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard. Rumor on the street has it. Yuki to the number 10 Chip Ganassi Honda. Congratulations. All right. That's what we're hearing. Our sources are saying. Okay, in the actual race, because qualifying's dumb. Okay, by the way, like qualifying's stupid. I didn't have a good time. Apparently the Ferraris got second and third, whatever. Fuck that. That's dumb. I heard Norris got pole. That's what the streets are saying. I didn't really believe it. And then Sainz did really well, but he had a 5-place grid penalty. He did so well. He allegedly outqualified Oscar Piastri. That might be a lie, though. Still investigating. Fuck, I'm so angry. I can't, guys. I can't with F1 right now. It's pissing me off. I hate championship battles.
Really hard. That sounds really hard. Ollie made it to Q3, though. And then he did a little woohoo.
Well, I'm glad somebody's having a good time.
Yeah, it's literally... It seems to be just Ollie at this point having fun out there. Yeah.
Ollie did his passenger princess video with the chicken shop date girl, and he confirmed in the video, by the way, that he did have intimate relations with Percy Pig. And we said that on this show. We broke that news. So if you guys ever want to fucking question our sources ever again, we knew that they were having an affair, and we fucking exposed it.
An affair? Oh.
Yeah, and in
I was
9
like, does
months,
Percy Pig?
In 9 months, when Percy Pig gives birth to a kid that looks suspiciously like Ollie Behrman, just know we fucking broke that news here.
The kid would be able to race against Max Verstappen's kid. Thoughts?
It would also be a pig.
Okay.
A gummy pig. Did you like the Percy Pig gummies? I sent them to you for your birthday.
Yeah, I did like them, but it was weird how instead of being like full gelatin, it was kind of like softer and spongier. Yeah, marshmallow. And I don't really like marshmallow, but I I did eat them simply because I was like, Ollie Behrman fucks heavy with these.
I'm not gonna lie, I fucked heavy with them. I got a suspicious amount in the airport before I was leaving. I thought London Heathrow was about to put me on a fucking watch list because I was clearing that bitch out of every Percy pig I could find. I literally had like 20 bags, stuffing them into my carry-on. I was like, nobody fucking look at me. I'm going through something. I need everyone in America to try these bitches.
Try Percy pigs. No, they were good.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta break the news. America has got to eat these little pigs. I liked the little ears. I wish the whole thing were just the little ears.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was like the jelly part. Anyways. Anyways, we had a race. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a race. So Mexico has the longest run down to turn 1. And I was like, let's go. Surely we're going to mix things up. We did mix things up. Yet also at the same time, not at all. It was like so close to mixing things up. Basically, we have the two for Lando just fucks off. He's like, goodbye, losers. We have the two Ferraris battling out. And like Lewis Hamilton kind of does a little something to kind of push Charles a little bit close to that edge of that track. And Charles, who's on the outside, is getting pushed just a little bit to the edge of the track. And who would you think would be making it 4 wide going into the first turn in Mexico? Who other than Max Verstappen, being honestly the savior of F1? We don't give him enough credit for driving like a fucking criminal. And then he almost sends it into the wall. He like barely saves it. He like mows the grass the whole way across. And in the process kind of takes George with him. And then George hops on the radio and is like, oh, so we can just like fuck off and drive on the grass now? And I was like, that had nothing to do with you, George. It didn't affect you in any way. You went off like basically all on your own. But he was like, no, Max had a magnetic pull and it made me also go off the track. Just look into it, FIA. Just look into it. What did you think about our start?
I had a hard time keeping track of who was supposed to be where because of all the overtaking off the track. Unfortunately, Lando came out on top, which was, I think that was the saddest part of the whole thing. Because as much as like, good job, Lando, you learned how to do the thing we've been trying to get you to learn for so long. I was also like, can't we have any fun? Not even a little bit.
Literally.
Max has to put the entire entertainment of Formula One on his back every single weekend. Literally. That's a shame.
Yeah, no, they like kind of sorted themselves out, which is why the FIA was like, we're not really concerning ourselves with that first turn because we don't know what the fuck that was, but it seems like you guys have sorted yourself out as we think is appropriate. And so they just kind of like let it go. But George, of course, did not let it go. I think that George, the commentators were like, there's no way George could even like know whether or not what Max did was illegal because there was so much happening. It's like, how would George pretend
George
like
would know?
Knew, like, yeah, and I was like, guys, he saw that shit in slow motion for sure and was like, penalty. I'm feeling like it's a penalty. We also had Oscar Piastri just go ahead and lose 3 spots or something like that on the start, which is good.
Sure.
It's good. I think instead of being 6th, he should be 9th. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. And then he did it. So that's good. That's good. So let's move on. So then we're watching a replay of the start. And they have this little box of like the live thing going on. And they like start yelling while I'm watching the replay. They're like, and then Hamilton, and then Max. And I'm like, what? That's not what I'm watching at all. What are you talking about? And then they're like, whoosh, they like blow up the live box and it is chaos, mayhem, just insanity. Ollie Behrman's in 4th. I'm like, what the fuck happened here? And apparently Max got up to Hamilton, decided to send it into the apex, as he does. He kind of runs Hamilton off the road. And he also has like too much speed that he just was like obviously sending it into the apex, and kind of also like takes George off the road like a little bit as well, which in this process, Ollie Behrman's like, so I'm going to go ahead and take like third, fourth type territory. I think that's where I want to be right now. What is it? I think that Max is like, the moment he sees Hamilton, he just like reverts back to this like monster that he was in 2021, and he can't like do it normally. He like has to fucking do it illegally. Has to.
Yeah.
What is his problem?
I don't
Is it like
I don't think it's a problem. It 100% is. It puts him back into the situation. Like 2021 is what it does. And he's like, oh, I actually have to fight for my life right now. This is really big. This right here, really big.
This fight between Lewis Hamilton, who is mathematically eliminated from the championship, and me, who is a contender currently, I'm going to have to dive bomb. I think I'm going to have to dive bomb into the side of him.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow, and listen, I didn't really watch much of the replay. I don't actually know what the fuck's going on. Hamilton ends up with a penalty. I'm like, yeah, this is really what I saw, but like, I'm not going to argue because it's like, I kind of need this from Max really badly. Right. So I think I'm just going to leave it be.
Were there still penalties being investigated after the race? Like, when we put this up, is this still going to be biblically accurate to the results at the end?
No, they had them piling up for a second, but then they just threw out all the turn one start ones. Cool. Okay, we're back on track. They caught up. They were like, I don't know what happened at the start. That's between you and God. And then they like caught back up. So they gave Lewis Hamilton a 10-second penalty. And then George, of course, is again like, now what the fuck was that? Why does he keep doing this? And they're like, George, I don't know, honey. You're just going to have to drive, I think. They're just kind of letting him cook right now. And so I did kind of feel bad for Hamilton and George because I feel like they might have, I think under different eyes, the penalties could have come out a little differently on that one. But I think I'm fine with it for the sake of just fun championship battle, right?
Yeah, I mean, what can we do? We're just girls.
Yeah, we're not a judge in nothing. And then Ollie, I mean, fuck it. I think he was in third at this point. Like, I was just like, okay, Ollie Behrman podium we go, I guess. Do you think that, like, I think that must have just been such an adrenaline rush for him. It's like when you see somebody that's like going to make it out of the big one at a super speedway where they're just like threading the needle between chaos so perfectly that you're like, how did you avoid that? And it was so good to see. And then they cut to his dad who's like, my boy, my fucking boy.
It is so fun to see his dad in the garage. It's so fun. Just to see all like the whole little Haas family losing their minds over it. Not the real Haas family. I don't think any of them are allowed out of the States. But the Haas factory family.
Haas nowhere to be seen.
He's not here. Might have been jumping for joy. We wouldn't know. No, Ollie keeps putting himself in the mix. We're gonna get a Haas podium. He's in the mix, but like actually in the mix.
Yeah. Dude, he's in the fucking mix. Let's go, Ollie.
Dude, I've never prayed so hard for one of those Ferraris to just bin it while they were in front of him. I was like, someone's got to do it. It's not going to be Lando because he's by himself. Someone's going to have to do it.
Someone's going to have to
And then that's when Lewis got his 10-second penalty, and I was like, oh. Prayers answered. Freaking Max.
We're showing. Yeah, whatever. Fuck that guy, right?
Yeah, I hate that guy.
And then we go ahead and we do the first round of pit stops, slow pit stop for Oscar Piastri. Sure, that's fine. Sure. Why not? And then we have a 5-second penalty for Carlos Sainz because he's speeding in the pit lane. I was like, what is this, NASCAR? I was like, we don't speed in the pit lane here. Like, how would you even do that? Well, it turns out his speed limiter wasn't really working. And when he would turn it on, his whole car would start like bouncing violently. So I don't really know mechanically like what really would cause it to do that. I think Williams like unlocked a new mechanical difficulty that I didn't even really know was an option, but it made it so the whole day his speed pit lane speed limiter would not work. So he got another penalty for speeding at the pit lane later on. Sure.
It's always something with Williams. It literally is always something. We can't have anything normal.
No. I will acknowledge though, like it did kind of make me like just realize like how crazy it is that NASCAR is just kind of like eyeballing it a little bit with their speed in the pit lane, right? Like that's kind of how it works. They don't have a button to press.
I don't think so. Yeah, but they've got one of them little
Speedometers.
things. Yeah, they got one of them speedometers. They got
Because
one of
they're
them.
driving like a Toyota Camry, so
Yeah, it's like if I took my Ford Focus down the pit lane, like I wouldn't get a speeding penalty.
No, I also like don't understand why we have so much confusion about fuel levels. It's like there's a little thing, there's a gauge.
There, like in my car, there is for sure.
Yeah,
they should just all start like driving Ford Focuses. Yeah, guys, like can't we just put one in? Like heaven forbid we just put a fuel gauge in the NASCARs. Heaven forbid we innovate. We're too afraid to be the pinnacle of motorsport, I guess.
No, I agree. But I think F1 is trying to be the pinnacle of motorsport, which is NASCAR, because last week we had some shit about Alpine running out of fuel on the last lap. We had some shit about pit lane speeding penalties this week. I mean, next week we're going to have a fucking
the tape.
rubber moment. They're removing the tape. Next week we're going to have a fucking rubber moment. We're going to have fucking tire off on the track. Not next week. I don't even think we have a race next week. But next big thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be whoever the Cody Ware is of
right.
F1.
Makes you think. Anywho, now that we sufficiently lost our F1 audience by talking about NASCAR for too long. Okay, Ollie's dad cheering in the garage. Wag Cam is canceled and Dilf Cam is in. Moving on. Not going to elaborate. I had to cut out a joke last week, guys. I was so sad.
I was so sad. I first thing in the morning listened to the episode specifically for that joke, and I was like, "This motherfucker, she cut it out." It was so funny. It was a good idea to cut it out. You should have cut it out, but it was really, really funny.
I'm leaving this one in. I'm getting dangerous now. I'm saying what I think about Ollie Behrman's dad. Moving on. We have 3 retirements at this point. We have Liam Lawson, retired. Hulkenberg, retired. Alonso, retired. Apparently, Alonso has not finished this race for the last 3 years. I was like, no. I think he just doesn't like Mexico. I think he's just fucking faking it so he doesn't have to do this stupid race. Because I don't really understand how that's possible. I guess obviously reliability is a concern in Mexico because of the altitude and stuff like that. That's why they have these crazy gills on the side of their car. But I was kind of Alonso specifically, I think is faking it. Just so you guys know, for the record, I think there was nothing wrong with his car. And also Hulkenberg kind of seemed like he was faking it too, because his car was fine. And then they were like, he's in the pit lane. Now Liam Lawson struggling. I'm makes sense.
No. And that's something to think about. I didn't even realize that Hulk had retired until they were like, this is our 3rd retirement. And I was like, oh my God, they got him. Alex Albon retired and they just didn't tell me.
They got him. No, I was like, that seems fake. They're lying for sure. So then we have we have papaya rules Mercedes edition. That's what we're working with here. So basically George is behind Kimi and he's like, dude, I'm so much faster than Kimi. And in front of Kimi is Ollie Behrman, who's a child driving a Haas. I definitely think I could take that on. And they're like, no, George, just focus on yourself, please. And he was like, this is fucking stupid. Let me by. And they're like, George, what if we focus on our brakes not blowing up? Do you think that we should focus in on that? And he's like, nope. All I'm thinking about is how much I want to pass Ollie Behrman, but I can't because Kimi Antonelli's in the way. And then he gets even madder when Oscar Piastri starts coming up behind him. And this is where we're getting into top tier radio situation here. My favorite is, I have a McLaren up my ass. Would you like me to let him pass? And his engineer said, no, thank you, please. And he said, all right, just checking. And then they say, hey, what if we try to make these tires last a little bit longer and maybe like, just keep that in mind. And he said, I have a car in my ass, a car much faster than ours. And then the engineer follows up with saying, we do need these tires to last till the end of the race, however. And then he finally gets past, they finally are like, you can go past Kimmy. And Kimmy's now struggling for his life trying to stay in front of Oscar because they did this switch while Oscar was, as George so eloquently put it, up his ass. And George, as Kimmy's drowning behind him, he threw him to the fucking wolves. As he's drowning behind him, he goes, much better. What the fuck is his problem?
He is the perfect specimen. I am so sorry. Everything about that was perfect. And had they listened to him the first time and switched when he had asked the first time, there would be no McLarens up the ass. He would have overtaken Oliver Behrman. Everything would have been... What are we doing? Oh.
I just feel like you can't really see it. Keep talking.
No, for sure. Everything would have been hunky-dory, but no, they had to argue with him. Like, come on.
That's exactly what George would say, yeah. No, that's
he would say hunky dory too.
No, he would. But I was just like laughing because like I just feel like specifically saying like this car is up my ass is just so us coded. Like I literally was like, George, there's no finer way to put it. Like I what I'm seeing is an Oscar Piastri up your ass. And they're going to fault you for saying that on the radio? Weird news that I discovered at this point that had happened earlier in the race. There was at one point towards the beginning of the race where we had a double waved yellow in the stadium section of the track. And apparently at that point, two marshals decided to run across a live track in front of Liam Lawson's car.
Interesting strategy.
Liam was like, I almost killed two people. Hey, what's up, guys? I think I almost murdered two people. I almost committed murder on two lives.
Nearly a homicide.
That would have been lost. No, that's like, okay, so he's fighting his own fucking Vietnam War trauma back here because he almost just took the lives of two people. But I was kind of like, that's insane. There's like this ad that runs before the teardown where Jeff Gluck talks about how he accidentally walked on a hot track one time and he almost lost his hard card in NASCAR. And every time I listen to that, I go, oh, Jeff Gluck, that is so embarrassing. I can't believe you're brave enough to tell us this story on an ad read for Dirty Mo Media. But like, dude,
what could the ad possibly be? BetterHelp?
I don't remember. I just get so distracted by the story that I don't even listen to the ad. I just started thinking about like, God, that's so dangerous. Like, what if a car would have hit Jeff Gluck?
We wouldn't be here.
We?
Yeah, no, we wouldn't have ever started podcasting.
No, that's fair. You know what I mean? What would there be to talk about, really? Everything we know about NASCAR is from Jeff Gluck.
No, literally.
I think that this is going to take paint off my wall.
What kind of adhesive are you using? Scotch tape?
Duct tape.
Okay, take it off the wall. Girl.
What are you upset about?
Why would you put duct tape on that?
That's all I had. I was trying to do a fucking Halloween episode, unlike you.
No, and that's so true. Don't put it back. Okay.
I put it on the thumbtack.
Genius.
I don't even really know what Napa is.
It's auto parts. It's like an O'Reilly.
But it's like not O'Reilly, so they aren't as good.
No jingle. No Irish heritage.
They don't like sponsor my favorite feeder series into NASCAR.
Right.
Makes you think. I'm just really trying to appeal to you this episode. I'm trying to put things that make you feel happy in the frame so you smile when you look at me.
No, so true.
That's so true. turns into a two-stop race around lap 48. We have Oscar Piastri pit at the same time as Antonelli and somebody else. I don't really care. All I care about is that Oscar won the race off of pit road. I know that was important to you. It was important to me too, and I'm glad he won it. It's okay. He doesn't really do much for the rest of the race. He almost maybe passes George, but like, whatever. It's not really even worth it. You know what I mean? It's like the whole thing's just kind of sad, and he's like not even the championship leader anymore. So what's the point in talking about it? You know what I mean? It's just upsetting generally, and I don't like it. We continue on with the race. We have Lando, I think, like 30 seconds ahead at this point. We have Charles Leclerc in second, and we have Max Verstappen in third, Ollie Behrman in fourth. We have Oscar Piastri pass, or like, you know, working his way up to Ollie Behrman, and you're like, oh, maybe that'll turn into a pass. And then they're like, psych, Max Verstappen's going to pass Leclerc for a second. Except with 2 laps to go, right when we're about to make this pass happen, we have to bring out a virtual safety car because, of course, a Williams had a reliability issue and is on the fucking side of the road. No, it's like very on brand for just Williams generally to make a car that would break down on the side of the road at a crucial time. I can see it already. It's going to be like Abu Dhabi 3-way championship fight coming down to the last lap. And when we thought it was going to be Zonuts that makes the difference, it's actually going to be fucking Williams. It's going to be Williams breaking down on the side of the road. I can't do this. Why is Carlos's car breaking down?
I don't know.
In a critical time.
He doesn't even get any screen time for it.
No, they didn't even.
We didn't even see him.
Trust us. Yeah, trust it. But everybody agrees that the virtual safety car was dumb.
I agree.
By the way, they were like, he's fine. Like, I didn't see it, but they were like, he's like far off the track. Like, nothing's happened. It's like fine. It could just be like a double waved yellow. Like, it doesn't need this.
And they waited a long time after the yellow to be like, no, this should be a virtual safety car. It's like, did it get more dangerous? Did he start to like just like roll backwards on the non-existent banking into traffic or something?
Yeah.
And we just didn't see that?
And then they took the virtual safety car away for like literally the last half of the lap.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, by the way, in all this time, he has not moved. What the fuck is wrong with this sport? So basically what I'm saying is I think it was McLaren trickery.
100%. It was Zach Brown. It was Kyle Larson. They're fucking around again.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to catch the FIA in the act someday. They're going to have like an FIA cam, and it's going to be, you're just going to see Mohammed bin Sulayem on the phone with fucking Kyle Larson. And you're going to be like, got him. We got him, boys. Lies. It's all been a lie. You know what? I think that there's only, the only excuse for this is probably a McLaren trickery. We had Zach Brown openly admit in court that he fucking hates Oscar Piastri and he would have never signed his loser ass. That's what he said exactly.
He said that.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Quotes, maybe. If you
word
like,
for word,
word,
kind of.
Yeah, if you like loosely quote him, that's what he said. And I think that that's apparent because as soon as they win the fucking Constructors' Championship, they clearly rigged his car. They probably put little micro tears in the chassis or something, or like turned the horsepower down on the engine. Like, these are the only things I'm thinking of, but I'm sure Kyle Larson thought of much more wicked ways to sabotage Oscar's car. That's the only explanation, right, MJ?
Yeah. No, I'm fully on board.
Our championship leader since Saudi Arabia starts driving like a doofus and an idiot. That's the only thing I could think of. You know, I just realized I have not been wearing headphones this whole time.
So I did notice that because I can hear myself a little bit, but I don't think it's that bad, so I just wasn't going to say anything.
Let's hope it's not that bad.
I don't think it is that bad. I haven't been saying much, so it shouldn't be that bad.
Should I put headphones in now? Probably.
I would put headphones in now if you could.
You were gonna just let this go on for how long? Well, I couldn't put the headphones. It would disrupt. It was gonna disrupt the Chase Elliott costume.
And I respect that, and that's why I didn't say anything. I can understand that we're already there's a little bit of tension because of the Halloween situation. I didn't want to poke the bear.
Oh my God, Ollie Behrman was crying.
No, do not.
His family started crying, and then he started crying. Everybody was crying over a fourth place finish. What a precious
I'm
angel.
in the mood. I'll cry.
We have to show it. But it's.
Oh my God. His mom and his dad and everybody is crying while he's in the media bullpen.
I can't believe Max Verstappen took away podium from him.
Gosh. And his sister's crying. Everybody's crying. And his dad is laughing at them crying as if he wasn't crying probably 20 minutes before this. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I have to ask you this now. I feel like, in my opinion, the Rookie of the Year competition for F1, because that's what's most important, nobody gives a fuck about the three-way championship, is kind of between Isaac Hadjar and Ollie Behrman. And of course, Isaac Hadjar did get the podium, which is like big, but like Ollie Behrman and a Haas kind of been making some big moves. Do you think that there's any real competition for Rookie of the Year?
I don't know what the points are at, if I'm being totally honest with you, but like vibes wise, I think there's plenty of healthy competition to go around.
No, but you have to pick one, MJ.
Ollie. Yeah, I operate on biases. My feelings don't care about your facts.
So we have Isaac Hadjar is in 10th and Ollie Behrman's in 13th. Isaac Hadjar has 39 points and Ollie Behrman has 32. That's not a lot of separation.
So close to something amazing. What do we have left? Was Haas ever good at Brazil? Brazil, Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi?
Well, they'll of course do good in Vegas because the spirit of America will overcome them.
It's Haas Vegas.
Yeah, it is. It's Haas Vegas.
It's Haas Vegas. Both Haas's on the podium. Clock it. Write it down.
Clock it. Esteban Ocon did get a podium in Brazil last year with Alpine, which everybody knows a shit car. So imagine what he could do with the Haas, which is famously an amazing car.
Right.
And everybody loves it.
Guys, I'm just saying. It's something to keep an eye on. Watch this space.
Because Kimi Antonelli technically has the most points of the rookies at 97, but it's like you're in a fucking Mercedes. Like nobody even cares. You know what I mean? I'm looking at like our underdogs here. So we have Isaac Hadjar, Ollie Behrman, and then we have Gabby Borletto, 19. Not enough. You know what I mean? Not enough, buddy. Jack Doohan and Franco Colapinto tied for 0. So that's good.
That was
Big
a good
fat
replacement.
goose egg 0. Yeah, that was good. I'm glad we did that. Good mid-year driver swap. Famously always works out. Anywho, that's the race, I guess. Anything to say about F1?
I wish Oscar would get it together a little bit. He's kind of embarrassing us.
Dude,
but besides that, it's just like, what
Where's
happened?
Where's our Australian fan base? I know you guys are out there. Step up. He's floundering out there. What are you guys doing? You guys sent Mark Webber? Send me, man. I'm the only person that can get in that paddock and fucking talk to this kid. Get down to his fucking, set it fucking straight. You listen here, motherfucker. You're going to go out there and you're going to fucking drive like you've never driven before. You're going to send Lando into the fucking gravel pits in Brazil. You hear me? You're going to make him wish he had never stepped foot in that little orange fuck ass car. You're going to make him wish. Shape up. He's 1 point in the lead, please. Do you want him to have the number 1? Do you think you want to see him flounce around next year with the number 1 on his fuck ass little fluorescent merch? Is that what you want, Oscar? No. And you too, Max, stop driving like a fucking wanted criminal and start acting like you want to win a championship. Both of my children better shape up. I've had it. This sport sucks. Look at these idiots. Lined up 1, 2, 3. That's it. George Russell, you're winning. I can't have it with any of these people.
He's the only one who
George
cares,
Russell
it
winning.
seems.
No, really. He's the only one showing up and acting right every weekend. It's just disappointing. It's just disappointing. Now I'm gonna have to watch fucking sad edits for the next week about Oscar Piastri. And it's just like I don't get paid at all, but definitely not enough for that. Let's talk about IndyCar. Let's talk about IndyCar. Woo!
What do we got for IndyCar?
I got a lot of stuff. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first of all, we had a bunch of people announced for Indy Next this week. We're gonna report back to you guys later on our final figure once we figure out what's happening with Indy Next, okay? Because it seems like okay,
happening.
It seems like what we're doing now is all of the IndyCar teams are gonna have an Indy Next development team, and they're like aligning themselves as such. Like there was like an ECR announcement that's like this is going to be ECR's like little mini Indy Next team. And then it's like AJ Foyt, they're like this is going to be their little HMD like Indy Next team. And like it just seems like all of this is happening, but there was never like any sort of announcement that it's like this was a coordinated effort. So I'm like, how did we come to this? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have the same questions. We'll dig more into it because I want to do like a full like preview for the Indy next season. But I just thought it was really interesting that ECR announced that they were going to have an Indy next team.
Also, like, I feel like maybe I've just like lost count, but is it just me or does it feel like there's like way more Indy Next seats now?
Yeah,
I'm like, how many of you guys are there?
Easily.
I'm like, what? I mean, is there like going to be a charter system for the Indy Next teams now or something? Because it's like, there's no way all of you fuckers can fit in the pit lane. How many are you? We need a head count. We need a head count.
That's a good point.
We need a head count. But do you take any stock into like the drivers that they're announcing for these Indy Next development teams as like, are we getting a more clear indication now that this is seemingly how Indy Next is going to work of like development pipelines that teams are creating?
I guess so.
Like if you see somebody put to a team, you're like, oh, is that like now an AJ Foyt development driver in a way?
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the aspects because a lot of the drivers, not a lot of the drivers, there's like a handful of drivers, they're Indy Next drivers being talked about for the IndyCar seats. They weren't like directly linked to those seats in specific. But now that we had like the Andretti of it all with I'm blanking on his name, Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
But then like with Kyle Collette going to AJ Foyt, that's my I'm predicting it's going to be announced on the day that this comes out that Kyle Collette is, and if we just predict this every single week because we post on Tuesdays and that's when news breaks on Tuesdays, one day we're gonna get it correct, probably, right? Statistically speaking, mathematically. I think it'll be nice to have like these like linear lines of progression being like, okay, well it makes sense that you're going to get called up for like an AJ Foyt seat because you raced for AJ Foyt and Indy Next instead of just kind of like a grab bag situation.
I kind of disagree almost. Like I kind of think that like that's like how it is seemingly in F1 where it's like people are in these like developmental programs with specific teams and it's very hard for like them to get switched. Like you have like Alex Dunn who like rumor is like other teams were interested in him and at the time McLaren was like no, that's our guy, and then they let him free. But like I kind of feel like the nice thing about Indy Next is that it's like we have 2 open IndyCar seats. We're going to take the top 2 from Indy Next and move you up. Or like, you know what I mean? It makes it so like the people that win Indy Next or something, they just kind of like file into these like open seats in IndyCar. But I'm almost worried if they become more like developmental programs. It's like you could have somebody like a Dennis Hauger who's so good, but then it's like he doesn't end up getting a seat because there's nothing open at Andretti specifically. And then it's like they end up just like being like, well, there's not an open seat for you to file into in our program, so you're out of seat. Does that make sense? Like that's what I'm worried could happen if it became.
It's going to happen despite there being like these pipelines or whatever. Like there are just going to be years when we don't have seats open.
Right.
But the nice part is we'll have those situations, or maybe we won't, maybe we will, with like Alex Dunn, where there will be like a statement being like, okay, so he's actually not tied to this team that we thought he might be going to. So that's something to
Somebody
look out
take
for.
him.
Yeah, like somebody can take him. It'll be interesting to see because I don't see next year we're gonna have a lot more motion during silly season, so that'll be a time to look out for it. I don't know. I'm interested to see how any of these teams are going to handle it because a lot of the teams announcing are like they're all like 2-seater teams now. It's like you have all these drivers for quote unquote multi-year contracts, but now you're getting in bed with an Indy Next team. It's like, what's the plan? Like, what are we doing here, Ed? You know?
What are we doing here, Ed? Okay, well, speaking of developmental series, blah, 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 Colton Herta was announced officially going to F2, has his F2 team assignment. I think it's like called like High Tech or something. I don't know anything about F2. Yeah, and I think that's where Luke Browning is currently at, question mark. And he's doing good in F2. I don't know. It seems like it's just kind of from what I've heard from people that do follow F2, it's just like a fuck all. Like, you know what I mean? It's like anybody could be good at F2, I guess, or bad at F2. But it seems like a lot more affirmed that like the expectation is not for Colton Herta to win F2. They like are very firm.
He doesn't
on, like, it's
need to.
It's just to
just
get the
needs to get
supercars or the super license point, the supercar.
He just
points.
needs
He's
to
got to
get like
supercar points.
He has to get supercar points. He just needs to get like P7 or above. I don't know why you would try any harder than necessary. You know, like if you can get an A in a regular class, why take AP? You know?
No. That's so true. I'm curious because there's also other people that are joining F2 that are like successful in their series. I'm trying to remember like the specific examples. I think there's like somebody from like WEC or something like that that's like quite successful that's also going into F2. And like there's just a lot of people. A couple weeks ago it was like announced that there's a guy who has won the World Rally Championship that is joining Super Formula, similarly to kind of get like open wheel racing super license points tied to potentially Toyota, which is seemingly a growing presence in Haas and could be like Toyota looking to find a developmental driver that can find their way to F1. I do think it is funny that you're going to have all these people that are succumbed to the chaos of F2 because every time I watch F2, it's just like a fucking shit show. But good luck, Colton. Love ya. Hope your engine's good or whatever the fuck they do in F2. I'll be up at the crack of dawn to watch you learn how Pirellis work on a European circuit. I can't wait. We also had Pato Award in FP1 this week. A couple of things came out of this that were kind of controversial that I would love your opinion on if you want to give one. I'm kind of putting you on the spot, so you can also tell me to fuck off. One of them is that he did like a massive event with Kit Kat because he's obviously sponsored by Kit Kat and it's in like a mall similar to what he did last year. Weirdly, he was on stage though, shirtless and kissing fans. What do we think about that? What's going on there?
No, and that's a really good question. I think if I had to start with maybe some questions that I had, the first one would be like, what's up? Like, what's going on here? Yeah. Why are we doing this? I think truly it just gets to his head a little bit in the moment, and he's like, all these people are here for me. I gotta put on a show. But he doesn't get that same vibe when he's like on a stage in Milwaukee. So I'm like, no, there's just something about it. I don't know why he took off his shirt. He like took it off, signed it, and then threw it into the crowd. I'm like, right, someone's gonna die catching that shirt. Like 100%. Yeah. There were punches thrown, hair ripped out. He should be advised against that just for safety measures.
I think it's just funny because I was like, I think like we're in an era right now where like pop stars are really like bringing like crowd involvement. You see like the Maddie Healy from the 1975 kissing fans on stage. You see like a role model bringing girls on to be like the Sally and like dance around. I think he thinks like, oh, this is like we gotta like bring in like crowd involvement. So we're gonna pick somebody and bring her on stage. I'm gonna kiss her.
Bro, you're an IndyCar driver. Like, you're an IndyCar driver and a reserve driver for McLaren. You don't need to be doing all this.
But yeah, don't do it. It's
Don't
kind of
do it.
It's like funny though, because I'm like, am I gonna have to cut this? He's like, you don't have to like whore yourself out for McLaren.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean?
that's the
It's
thing
like,
is
you
he
don't
could have
to.
stood up there the entire time, fully clothed, not kissing anybody, and they still would have gone absolutely nuts for him. It's like, you're doing too much. You're giving them too much. Like, reel it back in.
You're giving them too much. Like, nobody. I don't know how much you're getting paid for this appearance at a mall. It just can't be that much. You know what I mean?
No.
You live in like Carmel, Indiana, or some shit. Like, cost of living is way down there. Like, you don't have to do this.
No.
For however much you're
Could you
paid.
imagine any other driver in any other series taking off their shirt, signing it, and then throwing it to the audience?
I mean, I can't imagine it. I think it'd be interesting to see it, just to see whether it plays out similarly. I can think of a couple, but
It's just Michael McDowell. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Dude, that's so Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He would
do that. He would absolutely do that.
He would do that.
Fucking Ricky.
Do you think that like Pato is maybe like, I think that Pato is setting the bar too high for like heartthrobby motorsports stars? Like, do you think Carson Hocevar is watching this and he's like, I'm not gonna do that? And they're like, Carson, you have to. I mean, Pato did. I don't know. It seems like the thing everybody's doing now. Get up there. I don't know.
It literally wouldn't work with anybody else. It's crazy. Don't keep your clothes on. Keep your clothes on.
This is a PSA from Lapstown. We want you to keep your clothes on.
Please keep your clothes on. It's becoming unsafe.
If you do this on a stage in Milwaukee, we're going to shut it down. We're going to shut it down. We're going to pull the plug. We're going to turn off the lights. You're going home. We're not taking our shirt off.
Mm-mm.
I think it'd be good for the sport if you tried, though.
In Milwaukee, I think there are situations where, like, if he like took off his shirt and then like shotgunned a beer, that would be fine. But then you would have to put the shirt back on afterwards. Like, don't throw it to the audience because it's like a team kit shirt. It's like, the fuck are they gonna do with that? You need that.
Sponsors are like gonna be mad. Yeah, the sponsors are gonna be like, "Why'd you take my shirt off?" Yeah,
right.
Have you seen that TikTok trend that's happening, like shirtless stands at football games? It started, I think, at like an Oklahoma State.
Oh, I did. Where he's like standing alone.
Guy, like, yeah, and he just like has his shirt off and he's like doing this, and then like before you know it, like the whole stand is full. I think there's something happening with the male species right now. Like, they just are remembering they can take their shirt off.
They can sense that something's awry in the world and they just don't really know how to fix it. So they're like, I'm just gonna, like when toddlers get like upset and angry and they start to like take off their clothes in the grocery store, and it's like, you don't need to do that. That's not gonna fix any problem. But they're like, no, I feel better. I think I feel better.
They see the rise of fascism in our country. They're like, do I take my shirt off? Or they're like, no, that's not gonna help, unfortunately. Thanks, though. Thanks for trying to pitch it. I appreciate it. But no. That's so funny. The other thing that I wanted to bring up to you that was controversial was IndyCar posted this quote on their Instagram from Pato. And it says, if one day the dream of F1 is going to happen, I can take that challenge. I will always want to return to IndyCar. It will always be my home. And a lot of people were questioning the thought of like IndyCar posting a quote of Pato Award, the star of their series, saying he would probably go to F1 if that opportunity were to arise, but he'd be sad about it.
Well, but I think the reason IndyCar posted it is they were like, you hear that? After he leaves us, he's going to come crawling back to us. And you'll always find your way back home. Yeah, I wouldn't have posted it, but that's what I would imagine.
I think they did something similar with Alex Palou. When like the rumors of him going to Red Bull, and they like kept posting like quotes of being like, Alex Palou said he's interested in F1, but like the opportunity just hasn't come up yet.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's like, but like, why would you post that?
While we're talking about, it just popped in my brain. While we're talking about the fact that IndyCar clearly does not have someone proofreading anything they put out, Pillow Talk with Marcus Armstrong. Sorry?
was like, how do I delete this from my phone? Like, I don't
Pillow
want the
talk?
government to know I'm watching this.
And he was just talking about his season. I was like, what? Now what are we doing here? It's not
like he did like a little ASMR thing at the beginning or something.
So that's
and then, like,
actually not what pillow talk means. And we can't. Why are we? Okay, why is IndyCar becoming slutty?
No, literally, why is IndyCar becoming slutty? What's going on there? Do they think that that's the strategy? Is that the strategy? Is that the best that Fox had for a marketing strategy? You don't have to do this, guys.
Oh my God. They're like, how do we get women into the sport? We're just going to be a PR nightmare is what we're going to do.
This is what our sport has become. A Magic Mike show. Can you believe it?
Can you believe it?
Okay. NASCAR. We started the week off with an announcement of who's going to that precious number 7 Spire car that Justin Haley is unfortunately vacating. And it was none other than exactly who we predicted, Daniel Suarez. What are your thoughts on this?
I love Daniel Suarez. Excited that we're going to get more content with Pitbull and Michael McDowell. I'm not a fan of revealing the livery for next year when, like, the body's not even cold yet. Like, Justin Haley is still actively driving the 7 car, and they were like, hey, Justin, is it okay if we take your car this weekend and we're actually going to put a wrap on it for Daniel? It's for Daniel. Daniel's coming. He's actually taking your seat next year. Is that cool? That kind of hurt my feelings a little bit for my friend like, Justin.
What are we doing with Justin Haley? I mean, like, he has like a baby on the way. Like, I would love
a baby girl.
Yeah, I know. How is he supposed to fulfill his girl dad potential if he doesn't have a seat? Where is he going?
What seats are even left? Does anybody have a seat? Does everybody have a seat? We should know this.
There's nothing open, I don't think, that's been like, we know for sure this person is not returning and then nobody's going to announce for that seat. It's more of just like, it was the 99. The 99 was filled by Connor. We were like, where's Daniel going to go? And then they announced Justin Haley was a no. So then we said, where's Justin Haley going to go? And they said, but Daniel is going where Justin Haley is. So now Justin Haley is just like floating around. I think we had at one point said, oh, Daniel's going to go back to Xfinity and fill the seat that Connor Zilic is vacating, but that has now been announced to be Raja Caruth plus a couple other people, which is really cool. But they're kind of doing it seems like they're doing like kind of like a rotating lineup sort of vibe for Junior Motorsports next year. They're kind of doing like an all-star cast, lots of cameos. Which, by the way, we did cry with all of the promo and everything of Raja.
I was watching.
It was so good.
I was watching the Dale Jr. Raja Caruth interview and just like sobbing because Raja just seems like such a nice guy, and then Dale Jr. just seems like such a good father. Not to Raja, but like also a little bit to Raja. I'm so excited. Everything that Raja Caruth does, I'm like I can't wait till he gets to the Cup Series.
I know.
I cannot wait.
And he was like taken out of the finals for the Truck Series this week, and he just gave like a very mature interview. I literally was like, this poor guy he's far too emotionally immature for motorsports. Like he
goes to therapy. He talked about that. He goes to therapy. He's like, no, I think everyone should go to therapy. And I was like, Raja.
That's what we've been saying. That's so true.
If you're not going to listen to us, you should listen to him.
No, literally. Next, you're going to see like fucking Dale Jr. doing like a fucking Headspace promo on the next podcast.
It's BetterHelp.
Yeah, they're going to have like a fucking referral code from Raja Caruth for all these NASCAR drivers to go to therapy for the first time in their life. It's going to be so good. But yeah, I think that Justin Haley now is kind of just floating around. I'm not sure where he would go. Obviously, things are a little up in the air for the 2311 drivers. And I guess technically the front row motorsport drivers, even though they have announced that they would be returning as well, Todd Gilliland and Sam Smith. So I'm like, yeah, but what happens if you don't have a charter anymore? I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out at a later date.
I don't know if those drivers are like high enough demand that teams with charters would be like, boy, oh boy, I sure want
gonna take
Zane Smith.
Hey, don't say that about Todd Gilliland. Now that
And I
figured out
didn't.
he's like 25 years old.
He's a baby.
Yeah, didn't know that. Speaking of high in demand drivers, did you see that as soon as they announced Daniel Suarez is going to Spire, him and Carson just started beefing massively?
No. Why?
all day on track today. All day on track today. It was like, and Carson and Daniel standing each other again.
Well,
like literally, like they were like getting so mad at each other, and the commentators were like, they're gonna have to do some team building over break.
It's like introducing like new step siblings into a family. It's like, you're not my real brother. You know?
Yeah.
It's an adjustment period. Or like when you bring a cat into a house that already has a cat, you have to like keep them separated for a little bit. Like you have to keep the door closed and whatnot so that they don't kill each other. They're just keeping the door closed.
I cannot picture, like for some reason, to me, Carson Hocevar and Daniel Suarez exist entirely separately. Like I've never seen them standing next to each other. I can't picture them on the same team. It doesn't make sense. And for some reason, Michael McDowell's going to be there. I just can't. It's the whole vibe at Spire is so weird right now. I don't know. I think the Daniel Suarez thing, I mean, he's still going from a race-winning car to a not race-winning car. Like the fact of the matter is, like Spire did not win a race this year, and Trackhouse did often.
Well, but he didn't.
True.
He
wanted Landon that one time.
Dude, I love Daniel Suarez. I love Daniel Suarez very dearly, very close to my heart. But like him and Justin Haley, when they had close race finishes, near wins, not near top twos, they were right next to each other every time these situations happen. So I think the driver swap is like linear. I think the money and the pit bull is a little bit of a... I swear to God, if Pitbull doesn't come back, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
I do not think Pitbull is involved in this.
He has to be. He loves Daniel. He loves Daniel. He does. And in one of his latest songs, he talks about Tootsies. He wouldn't... That's like a Easter egg to Daniel.
Pitbull's latest song talks about Tootsies?
Yeah, the song I Love... Damn, I Love Miami talks about Tootsies. Talks about a lot of things, but it does mention going to Tootsies.
Tootsies isn't in Miami.
There's a Tootsies in Miami.
What?
It's not just one. No, I'm Googling it. I'm not dealing with this.
Dude, we have to go.
But I guess in Miami, it's Cabaret.
Can we go to the Tootsies at Homestead?
There's a Tootsies at Homestead?
Homestead, Miami. Want to hit BTs. Want to hit Scarlets. Want to hit Tootsies. Baby, let's go.
No, this is not the right Tootsies. This is definitely a strip club. But I'd like to think he's talking about...
There's a Tootsies strip club?
Yeah, there is.
Girl, we gotta get out there.
It's on 150 Northwest 183rd Street in Miami, Florida.
I've never gone to a strip club, but I would love to make Tootsies my first.
With Pitbull.
Dude, yeah, I bet like...
I don't want to go to a strip club with Pitbull.
I just think he would tip the girls nice, which I think is important.
I think he would. I don't think...
You don't think he would? No. I heard he pays his dancers like really well.
Anyways, I hope Pitbull comes back. You love Michael McDowell in the Wimna car. Also, every time anybody gets close to the Wimna car, sexism, misogyny.
No, I was like, if you guys crash into it, you guys do know like that's anti-feminist.
Yeah. Oh, they do know. They do know.
They're doing it on purpose.
Mm-hmm. I think they are. You know what? I'll go as far to say, I don't know if all of these NASCAR drivers respect women.
Dude, that would be news to me. They all moved in such a way that was so respectful to women. This whole time I thought they were fucking feminists. We also had some drama in Xfinity. So basically, what had happened was we had Jeb Burton, who is different than Harrison Burton and different than Jeff Burton.
Different than Jeb
That's
Bush
confusing.
as well.
Also different than Jeb Bush. These are all things that were confusing to me in the last couple days, by the way. And dude, these fucking sirens, like what on earth could be happening? Genuinely. So we had Sam Mayer and Jeb Burton beefing. After the checkered flag, Sam Mayer wrecks Jeb Burton. And I mean, there's obviously rules against purposely wrecking during the race. I could imagine the rules apply after the race as well. So that might be bad news for Sam Mayer in way of maybe you're not going to Phoenix. We will see you in Daytona. But Jeb Burton, he kind of like in his post-race interview, he said, quote, he's a punk and everyone knows it. Just kind of like mad generally at Sam Mayer, kind of doing the like he just does this shit. Everybody hates him on track because he's like a dick. Sam Mayer kind of takes like he also on the radio during the race said, go ahead and tell Sam Mayer that he's done. He's done when I get to him. Fuck him and his championship. Fuck him and his championship is really funny. I think we should keep doing that on the radio. I think that's funny. What are you Googling?
Ages.
Right. So then they go ahead and they interview Sam Mayer. And Sam Mayer, he kind of does this whole like, this is why Jeb Burton sucks. This is why he's never been racing for anything important. He's like 30-something in points. Nobody fucking likes him. And he has some great quotes here. He says, he does not have the it factor. He has the shit factor. That's funny. I think that's funny. I'm like separating the art from the artist here. Like I have no opinion on Jeb Burton or Sam Mayer. I'm just stating what's funny. And that's funny. He also just like, he keeps going. I wish I could just play the whole video, but he has like all these people around him. And he admits to basically purposely wrecking him out because the team owner comes over and is mad at him. And he's like, listen, I feel bad for the team owner because I wrecked his race car, but like you shouldn't have put Jeb Burton in it because Jeb Burton pisses me off. So I had no choice but to wreck that race car. Do you think he should have lied about it a little bit longer? Should he have pretended like it was an accident?
No, I think it's fine to be like, clearly the checkered flag. We had all passed the checkered flag and yeah, I wrecked him. I think that's fine. Also, fun fact, Jeb Burton, 33 years old. Wrap it up, bud. And then Sam Mayer, 22 years old. So like this behavior I think is much more reasonable from one party than the other, but who am I to say?
No, that makes total sense. Sam Mayer's 22 years old. He behaves exactly like what a 22-year-old boy would behave like
Absolutely.
in an IndyCar. Yeah, that's all adding up for me pretty well. So going into the final four for Xfinity, we have Connor Zilisch, who has, of course, had a pretty substantial run this season. We have Jesse Love, his good friend. Yeah, he's a good friend. Some would say history might say that they're more. Justin Allgaier, who's their father, of course, is there to supervise. And then Carson Kvapil. How does this Kvapil?
Carson
That's
Kvapil.
how they say it on the. That's how they say it in the commentary. But his last name has a V in it. We're not really getting any V sounds when we say Kvapil.
That's a great point.
Makes you think. They're also all Chevys. Makes you think. I don't know what it makes you think of.
It does make you think, though. What are
what?
JGR's Toyota? What is Hendrick? That's Chevy. Makes you think.
RCR's is Chevy, and then the Ford cars.
Bad year to be a Ford, I guess.
Who do you think is going to win in Phoenix for Xfinity?
They've raced in Phoenix already.
Yeah.
This season.
Are you going to pull up those results?
Can I?
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, we already kind of know for like the Cup who has success in Phoenix. Who won in the fall?
Eric Amarillo? Fucking
Oh, that's
Eric
the
with
old
an
guy.
A. Yeah, and then
Yeah, it's the
P2
old
was
guy.
Alex Bowman, obviously. Allgaier finished fifth. Sam Mayer's not in it. Jesse Love finished ninth. Where is our friend? Quapple 26. Steady. I'm gonna have to
Mr.
come in
Zillage
and
seems to
find
be
him.
pretty far down this list.
16th. So I'm gonna say Justin Allgaier, based on history. Plus, I'm a big Justin Allgaier girly.
I think with Xfinity especially, you have like maturity. I do think does kind of pay off in this like high pressure situation, and I could see Justin Allgaier just being able to keep like a level head a little bit better. But I also like wonder, when you're in that sort of situation, it must suck to know that your teammate has done so well this season and maybe on paper is more deserving of the championship, and then you're just gonna like win it. You know what I mean?
That's not what playoffs are. That's not what playoffs are about. Playoffs are never about like performance or deserving or who should win. It's about, and also I didn't realize that 3 of the 4 cars are junior motorsports. Makes you think.
They're good at Xfinity. Makes you think. And I also think it's interesting to note that Jesse Love is there. Good for him, I guess.
I really like Jesse Love. I think he's a very good Xfinity driver. It's just kind of like, what's the move from here? Because he's in a RCR. Are they gonna just like get rid of Austin Dillon, you think, eventually, and pop Jesse Love in there? But Austin Dillon did win this year. He's weirdly good at Richmond for some reason. Who's the other RCR? Are there more of those blue collar guys?
Those blue collar guys.
Are there more?
Those good old fashioned blue collar guys.
No, you guys can't be mean to Austin Hill. He's a blue collared man. It's like, that motherfucker's a blue collar man? Sure. Me too.
Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, and then you have Austin Hill and Jesse Love.
Oh my god, they're gonna.
And also, it says Google says, and part-time Will Brown. So just keep that on your radar.
Nice.
Will Brown part-time, you know what I mean? It's important.
Did he
to just
do
keep that in mind?
I thought he was with Colleague. Is Colleague RCR?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Congrats, Will.
It's the AI overview from Google. So, you know what I mean? Congrats, Will Brown. You're in the running.
As a blue collar man, if I ever seen one.
Blue collar racing. It's just Will Brown. I love Will Brown. No, I think like with Jesse Love, I think that he is quite good, and it probably pisses him off a little bit, even if he would never admit it, to see he's like, damn, Connor Zillich's just gonna get a cup seat like that. Come on. Don't forget about your friends. Don't forget about your friends when you make it big, buddy.
Yeah, it does suck for Jesse Love. And also, we don't know what's happening with Corey Haim now, because Harrison Burton was announced for that seat. That was kind of a Corey Haim seat. Also, did you know that Corey Haim didn't get a cup seat because he has beef with Ty Gibbs? And Ty Gibbs was like, yo, it is not Haim time
guy
in the JGR facility.
He's anti-Haim time. He fucking hates
all
Haim
these
time.
Fucking grandfather clocks in the JGR facility, and none of them read Haim time.
Did you see that Door Bumper Clear episode where that one guy was like, what's up with Riley Herbst? He kind of sucks, huh? Should we put Corey Haim probably in that seat? And Bubba's spotter was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, Riley Herbst, the one that's teammates with your driver, doesn't he fucking suck? And also, isn't he just there because of money? What do you think? I'm like, oh, gotta get that guy on this pod. Gotta get that guy on this pod, unless he's done anything problematic, and then we disown him.
100% that man has. 100%.
Hard disavow all of the horrible things that guy has probably said.
Yeah. that was just funny in that situation, that one time isolated event.
Right. Although you kind of, we're going to move on. It's really not worth it. You know what I mean? It's really not worth it. Let's go back to Will Brown, Blue Collar Man. We have Cup qualifying in which Ryan Blaney sucks ass. What do we think about that?
Boy, was he sucking some ass.
I hate it when he does that. I hate it when this guy does that.
P33 or something. I'm like, I didn't even know the numbers got that far back.
Did he crash or something? Or was that just...
No. Sucking ass. Yeah.
Well, that'll do her. If you guys ever feel like you might be getting beat by Cody Ware, then you're sucking ass.
Corey?
You're sucking ass territory. Corey Haim and Cody Ware had a baby. It's Corey Ware. Cody Ware, if you're ever in that territory, just know you're in sucking ass.
You're sucking ass.
You gotta get out of there.
There were like weird people not weird people. Is that mean?
Wait. Can we talk about, we're starting to get to the point where we need a guy with a laptop on our podcast. Like, we went so long, like, having a well-researched podcast, and lately I've been starting to feel like, damn, we gotta get a guy with a laptop.
We
do.
You
know what we're talking about? We're talking about how so many motorsports podcasts just inexplicably have a third person that can just...
We have to get a third person who... A producer. Guys, we deserve a producer.
Bring a third into this relationship?
We're just gonna producers only. Casey Mears was here again.
Guys, if you guys know anything about, do you guys know any guys with laptops that are free?
You guys know any guys? Does anyone who listens to this know any men?
Do men watch motorsports? I haven't seen them.
I don't
but
think
if you guys
so.
know any that have
with a laptop
specifically,
you don't have to watch motorsport. You just have to be able to Google every time we say something that sounds incorrect. And then I need you to message us the answer and we'll decide whether it's worth correcting ourselves or not.
Yeah, don't make us look stupid on the internet. No. You know what I mean?
We do just fine on our own.
Who was there? Jackenzie Joy Yealy?
No, I wish. Casey Mears was there, and I was like, fucking Casey Mears. He DNF'd, though.
But he qualified in the sucking ass territory along with
Ryan. He was down there sucking ass.
Mm-hmm. So Ryan was supposed to make out with the clock, and instead he was sucking ass. Interesting. Makes you think.
Those fuck-ass clocks. Did we get any pictures of William Byron with the clock? Here, you just keep talking. I'm doing my own thing.
Speaking of the clock, are we going to talk about how you were endorsed by JGR? They said, this girl's funny, and they endorsed you?
Literally, they did for president. I am taking over. I can't read his name from over here.
Donald Trump. He's president. If that's helpful at all.
I was thinking the president of JGR. No, that's really good too.
That guy who wrote a book.
Yeah, what's his name? Alpern.
You could fucking write a book about like entrepreneurism or some shit.
No, when people think entrepreneurism or some shit, they definitely think me.
I mean, we started a podcast and we went from 0 subscribers on YouTube to 300 subscribers.
We are thriving.
In, over a year.
Like, not monetarily, I wouldn't say there's any monetary benefits or like health benefits or like general life benefits, but like, I thought it was funny that yes, Andrea.
You wanted pictures of him with the clock, and I was looking for them, but instead I found that Fernando is the one who decided to get out of his car and retire his car. So I was right. He was faking it. Anyways, go ahead.
He does do that sometimes. What were we talking about? Oh, you were the one who pointed out that in the audio that they used, where I was talking about, like, I don't want a clock. Do not give me a clock. Imagine having 11 clocks in your house, like from work or whatever. I mentioned that I drove a Ford, and they did cut that out because they are Toyota? ? No.
Yeah.
Toyota team. But it ended up working out really well because both of the drivers DNF'd, and then the third one, who was still in the playoffs, he simply didn't move on. So I really think I did my big one with that.
No, I think that was good, and it was kind of what everybody had in mind with using your audio on TikTok. They were like, Yeah, that's interesting. That's good. That's good. We're gonna go ahead and just make it so their fucking engines blow up. Why not?
That's what he
Was
said. He
it
said,
Chase Briscoe?
Chase Briscoe said I'm blowing up.
Oh my god, wait. He has no chemistry with this clock. He like
he did kiss the
why
clock?
is he like but like he has kind of like a middle school dance, like keep space for Jesus kind of like space between like
There's
Ryan
not,
Blaney
like-
was like on that fucking
He was like
clock,
embracing it. Like his arms were around the grandfather clock.
Sabrina
nice
Carpenter,
clock,
this is
though.
what you were this is the guy that you wanted to kiss you? That's weird. He looks like he bad kisser. You heard it here first.
Oh, that's bold.
hard hitting journalism. Although JGR did get a clock with the Xfinity win because Taylor Gray won, and Ty Gibbs owns that team. Allegedly.
Where are they? Okay, and can I say so? Like JGR, I know we're friends now. We collabed. The interior design inside of your factory is atrocious. Oh my god! Like you were showing the clock. They're in like the weirdest
really
corners.
weird places.
Really weird. And then you guys don't really have much else on the wall. The little pieces of art or whatever the fuck they are that are sitting on like your like coffee tables was really odd. The chairs were weird. I felt icky looking inside of the JGR factory.
They honestly proved your point correctly. Like in your video, you're like, this doesn't go with everybody's decor to have this clock. And then they proceeded to make a video proving your point, which is like, yeah, that's about what I thought it would look like to have 10 grandfather clocks inside of an industrial warehouse type building.
If we're going to put the clocks in, like we could put a little bit of effort into some interior design, like hire somebody.
I don't think they're too worried about it. That's why Denny built Airspeed. He was like tired of looking at that ugly ass JGR facility. And he's like, my facility's gonna be sick. Half of it's gonna be North Carolina blue, and half of it's gonna be FedEx colors. And we're gonna put
I thought it was
Jordans
red
on the wall. Yeah, I didn't remember in the moment. I just
half
remember
of it
half
was red.
Of it was North
I'd
Carolina.
like to think he brought that to the table of JGR. And he was like, what if we make this all Carolina blue? What if we make it look like very new? And they said no. And that's why he sought out Michael Jordan to create a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like, I'm thinking floor to ceiling windows, lots of natural light in here. And they're like, Denny, what are you talking about? And he's like, the fucking facility, we gotta tear it down and start anew. This shit is ugly. Yeah. Am I right? That's exactly what I think happened. Interesting stuff. Daniel spun out at one point after the commentators were hyping him up. I thought that was funny. I thought, like, why
fork
not?
found in fucking kitchen. Stop looking at him. Learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck. They were like, look at how good Daniel Suarez is. He's up 10 spots. And then he, like, gets spun by Carson. I thought that was funny. William Byron leads most of the race in, like, the first, like, 1.5 stages. And really looks like he's, like, putting on a pretty dominant performance. But then when he finds himself behind the Penske's, particularly Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano, not Austin Cindric, I don't really know where he was most of the race, unfortunately. It seems like the race is no longer guaranteed to be his. And I really started to think like this is such a William Byron sort of thing, because I feel like so many times this season, William Byron has like put in a dominating performance and then like doesn't win. And I was like, there's no way we're going to see that again. And instead we start to see a pretty dominating performance by Ryan Blaney towards like the last like half of the second stage into the third stage. And I kind of was like believing that Ryan Blaney was going to make it into Phoenix. And can I be honest? I love Ryan Blaney, but I was kind of bummed about it because I was like, this is the fate of Denny sealed. He's going to get Ryan fucking Blaney'd.
Yeah, we can't have him getting Ryan fucking Blaney'd.
Dude, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. If you're in Phoenix and you feel like you're about to get Ryan fucking Blaney'd, just know like you're in a tough spot.
Gut wrenching.
Tough. But interestingly, Denny, I think, might kind of be in his own personal hell. And it wasn't even going to be about the Penske's making it to Phoenix because, as you mentioned, the JGR cars blew up. And he was having car issues, you said, in qualifying as well. And then we had car issues the week before. And then I think we had car issues the week before that. So it's like really interesting that I think that JGR is insistent on not winning this championship. That's what it's looking like to me.
It's
right.
It's worrying for sure. A big part about motorsport is the cars and how they can perform, like mechanically, engineering, other stuff. And so the fact that we've continued to have this issue with Denny's car specifically it's like Denny and Chase specific. Like Seabell really never has an issue, or Ty Gibbs for some reason.
No, his car seems to be fine. Yeah, the cars are fine.
It's just like, they're like, if you look like you're over 21, you're going to have issues with your car.
We ID'd them before they walked in and we decided they could handle clutch issues.
They'll be fine. I swear to God, if we get to Phoenix and he loses this championship because of a mechanical issue, we're canceling the podcast. It's about to be rancid vibes.
I think we would have to take a week off because like the only race next week will be Phoenix. And I don't really know if I can sit here and fucking talk about a mechanical issue for 3 hours and then not get really like it's going to be like a cancelable offense, I think.
I think so too. Yeah.
So if you guys like this podcast, you better be praying for a Denny win. Honestly, I'm looking at the people that we have going to Phoenix and I don't know how I'll react to the Chase Briscoe win. That one's really up in the air. It could be bad vibes, but like I also could just laugh at like, of fucking course, Chase Briscoe wins the championship after we publicly said on the internet that he's
not very good.
That's so us. The vibes of Kyle Larson wins the podcast will be, it's a wrap. Like you guys know how we feel about Kyle Larson. He's already ruined my beloved IndyCar. Why would he need to ruin my beloved NASCAR as well?
He's ruining Formula One. Like what?
Dude,
when will he be satisfied?
What else could he ruin? When could he ruin more?
Oh my God. He's going to be like, guess what? I'm going to Supercars.
Yeah. Just fuck this guy. You know what I mean? So, I mean, William Byron, if he wins, okay. I would be happy for my friend MJ, but I would not be as excited if Denny wins. You know what I mean?
I agree. Knock on wood. I don't know what
this little TV tray that I fucking record on is made out of, but let's bet
it's the best we got. Wood. I don't want to jinx anybody, but there is definitely you know who I want. I'm on the bandwagon. I really am. I'll buy the merch. I'll buy the ugly NASCAR championship merch if something were to happen.
I think we should get sent it for free for conducting this fucking bandwagon. At moments where it's off the fucking rails, we brought it back on the rails, Denny.
So makes you think.
Big time. The moment we fucking turn up to NASCAR, you start winning, you fucking owe us, buddy. Give us a free shirt. Yeah, no, JGR, like, I don't know if you guys need to go back to the notes and just like remember how to build a car, but I would probably like really make sure you consult those notes heavily this week while you're getting ready for Phoenix, because damn, is it been rancid. 44 to go. Byron gets pretty pushy for Ryan Blaney for the lead. And I thought that this was quite a gamble because it seems like at Martinsville, if you get pretty pushy with somebody, you're kind of running the risk of them really pushing you back at an inopportune time later in the race. And I was kind of thinking like, Ryan Blaney's kind of yelling on the radio. He seems like he's a little angry. I probably wouldn't push him off the track to get the lead, because if that comes back around later, you're probably not going to like the way it ends.
I think that's why Ryan immediately got on the radio and he's like, did I not leave space or what? And like, he didn't leave space. Like William had to do that.
Yeah.
But no, you don't want to risk giving someone an opportunity to do the Hail Melon. Be like, no, they pushed me up so far, I just had to ride the wall. Heaven forbid.
Nobody fucking rode that wall once.
Dude,
it was so stupid.
Has NASCAR gone soft, gone woke, since we have rejected the idea of the Hail Melon? Since we have rejected innovation?
Why can't they ride the wall? Is it like safety?
Because it's
something stupid?
unsafe. Has anyone ever had a bad time riding the wall? Name one person who felt that they were physically injured riding the wall. You can't. It
I've
doesn't
seen it happen
exist.
twice, and nothing bad has happened either time.
It was totally fine both times. But if everyone can ride the wall, then I don't see what the issue is.
Make it fair. Everyone can ride the wall.
Once. Only once, though.
Everyone can ride the wall if you can get to the wall. They start like fighting each other over wall space. They're like, get the fuck out of my way. I'm riding this part of the wall, bro. Get out of the way. I think they should be able to ride the wall. I think that what the worst thing about this race was that it ended up with a Byron win and then Kyle Larson getting in sufficiently on points. I think it was a little too tame for a Martinsville race. And I don't know if it's because I'm just like used to something to the level of more of what we were seeing in Xfinity and trucks. But like I feel like the Cup race, it didn't really bring the like last race before finals energy.
It was pretty tame.
It was kind of tame. Is that bad? Does that make me a bad person? Because I want them to do something bad and break the rules a little bit and fight maybe?
The getting rid of like race manipulation, it's really made this whole playoffs thing a snoozer, if I'm being completely honest. Like,
speak on it, MJ.
That was maybe one of the more fun parts, but now it's like, oh no, I'm watching the cars that won a bunch this season just like do it again, which is fine, I guess. Sure. But it's like there's no creativity out there. We're not promoting creativity. And remember, there are kids watching. Right? And so you want to show kids like we can be innovative, we can be problem solvers, we can make waves.
Line is good if it's for the purpose of promoting your best interests and
exactly.
Race.
I don't know. It just last weekend felt really crazy at Talladega. Like I was sitting on the edge of my seat for the last 20-something laps. That was really fun. And then this whole week I've been nervous about Martinsville. I almost said Martinsville. And then we get there and I'm like, does it need to be 500 laps?
No. I do think the tire strategy and stuff was interesting. I wish I could have invested a little bit more into watching this race. Unfortunately, it was the same time as probably one of the more exciting F1 races all season. So I had to kind of clock in. You guys don't have George Russell yelling on the radio there. So unfortunately, you were fighting a losing battle for my attention. It seemed like the tire wear situation was interesting. Seemed like clean racing at Martinsville, but still like good, aggressive racing. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care, guys. I'm going to be honest, it was boring as far as playoffs go.
The purpose of the playoffs is to entertain me. I think if we're going to have this situation next year, we get rid of Martinsville, Bowman Gray, playoff race, cutoff race, right before, we're going to Homestead next year, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go. That's how you fix it.
That's good. So, like I said, going into the Final Four, do you have anybody that who do you think would be the most controversial winner of the Final Four? Like the person that you think would be the nail in the coffin for the playoff system? Because I think Denny has done very well this season. I think Chase Briscoe has done very well this season. I think both of the Hendrick cars, I kind of feel like, William Byron,
he won regular season and he put himself in the mix for the Daytona 500.
It's just weird his win count was rather low in the regular season.
That's true.
Feel like he was like sneakily consistent, but like he didn't have the same amount of wins as like a Denny did.
No. Well, but they were the winningest team, I'm assuming. This is when we would have the person with the laptop check that. I guess I'm the person with the laptop. Not going to do that. I think the most controversial, quote unquote, would be Larson because he had a nice run at the beginning. He almost killed Stingray Robb at the Indy 500, and then he just like fucked around for the middle of the season and didn't provide.
That's being taken into account, by the way, in our assessment of him being the most controversial of the four to win. We're taking right that into account.
100%.
He literally, and also I'm taking into account the fact that he said he's better than Max Verstappen, and then he ate shit the Indy 500.
And he also said that thing about Talladega Nights, which I agree with, but it's still annoying that he was on a podcast.
I thought the movie was a little funny, and I'm tired of pretending like it isn't.
I love that you think it's funny.
Not the homophobic parts, but the other parts.
The other parts, yeah, no, it's really funny. Anyways, I think that he would be the most like, this guy does not deserve to win a championship this year, especially when you're going up against three people who really have put in the effort to win the championship.
Do you think that if Kyle Larson were to win, he's a rather fan favorite driver?
100%.
Do you think that it would make movements in the anti-playoff movement? Or do you think what Jordan Bianchi has said several times is true? That the fact that Joey Logano was the winner last year and he's so unpopular, it was why we're complaining about playoffs now. And then if somebody popular were to win, people would complain less.
People have complained about playoffs. They complained about it all season. It's not like we get to the end of the season, whatever, Penske fucks around in Phoenix, and now we're like, oh, actually now I'm upset about playoffs. People hate playoffs from the first race of the season to the last race of the season. I think Jordan is he has a fetish for being yelled at. And I'm feeding into it right now.
You're doing it right now. Send this to him. Jordan, you're going to love laps down.
I think if Denny wins, people will be like, glad Denny got a championship. And then immediately after, in the next breath, they're going to be like, fucking playoffs. Can we go back to the chase? Can we go back to a 36 fucking race season, which I think is bonkers bananas, but whatever you're into. I don't think anyone's opinions are going to change on playoffs.
Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I guess there's one way to find out. Let's go to fucking Phoenix next week.
Kyle Larson has to win.
Just dive head first into whatever horrors Phoenix will bring us.
Are we doing 2 tires or not?
I love how every episode for the last month and a half you have asked me about these Phoenix tires, and I have never Googled it, and I've never found you an answer. I literally am just like, I don't know.
Hold, please.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. They're not going to do the option tires. Well, then I just don't know if I care.
The race is going to suck? They're choosing the race is going to suck?
You're choosing bad? Interesting.
Yeah, they were like, well, we figured out this other way to make the race good, so we're not going to do that probably. Interesting. Well, the only thing I'm going to be excited about when we're watching Phoenix is I can't wait to watch IndyCars do this next year. I can't wait to see the IndyCars go around here. It's going to be so much fun. Woo!
And it'll be the spring race, so we'll have the alternate tires for NASCAR. Do you think they're going to bring alternate tires for IndyCar?
No, they're going to go, oh! They don't even need alternate tires for IndyCar for it to be good. It's just good straight out the box.
I agree.
That's what everybody said when they watched Iowa with no tire situation 2 years ago. They go, this is good straight out the box. And then
I had fun. I had a really good time. Andrea?
Speaking of tires straight out the box, I bought new tires this week, and I bought Firestones.
Firestones.
Because they said in the description, they said made with IndyCar technology, and I go, that technology has wowed me this far. I better get this.
Get her to the Milwaukee Mile. I want to see something.
No, I was like all season rain tires. Hell yeah, I'm sure IndyCar technology has really contributed to that. Send.
Yeah, those cars are great in the rain.
Purchase. Yeah, famously purchase. Give me one of them. I'm not buying Goodyear all season tires. I mean, they don't even attempt any fucking rain tires. You know what I mean? I'm not buying Pirelli rain tires. Those things are ass. So it was between Michelin and Firestone, like a respectable American. And I decided Firestone because it was cheapest.
No, that's fair.
Everybody knows you want your tires to be cheap. That's what's most important. Can't wait to get those put on. Can you believe that tires $900?
And for what? How much is it to rent a car that's the same make and model of your car, and then you just take the tires off of the car that you're renting and put them on your car, and put the tires that are on your car and on the car that you're renting? Is that cheaper?
No. I think it is cheaper. I think it might be a crime, but it's definitely cheaper.
How would they know?
You haven't seen what my front tires look like.
That's true. Yours is very
like a pair of slicks.
Mm-hmm. No, yours is very specific issue.
Yeah, I was literally sliding around in the rain, and I was like, I don't think your Nissan Altima is supposed to do that. So
sure.
Do you want to talk about supercars?
Boy, do I ever.
Did you have this? I was blown away by this track. I didn't really know that this existed.
So like, when we talk about tracks that maybe shouldn't exist, I was unfamiliar with Surfers Paradise. I knew that our good friend, or Andrea's good friend, Scott Dixon, had mentioned that he would love IndyCar to return to Surfers Paradise. I know that we have raced there previously. But something
it was in the Will Power book that I read.
It was in the Will Power book. Something very interesting about Surfers Paradise, which is a street course, when it comes to supercars, is they put these giant fucking curbs on this chicane. These cars are getting air every time they go, and like completely unnecessarily. Like, I think a chicane is a chicane, whether they have to get air or not, which caused a lot of problems, I would say, at least a handful, for many drivers over the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the chicane is supposed to slow them down. But the supercars drivers, they have kind of collective action. Yeah, they have like collective action, like agreed. Like, I'd rather crash than slow down. And so they do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really do the chicane the way you're supposed to. I think it makes for great social media content, though. I mean, my mind was blown watching all these videos of these cars. And then specifically Brock Feeney, he in his shootout round, for the first shootout, he did a lap that was so stunning. It made the rounds on Twitter, and it kind of went like a little bit Twitter viral. I don't know if it's just because I'm like on motorsports Twitter, but people of all motorsports varieties were like, what the fuck is supercars and what is going on over here? Do you think that it's interesting that like NASCAR fans in specific were kind of like, oh, I'm getting the SVG thing now. I think I'm understanding. I was unfamiliar with his game. I felt kind of bad though, because Brock didn't really have the results to show for it, but he went kind of Twitter viral. Shout out to Brock. What did you think about that video and the round and the praise it was getting online?
I didn't see any of that.
Okay, do you want me to? I can tell you all about it.
Because I'm not on Twitter for my mental health. But was it for the first race or for the second race? Because I saw his lap in the first race, and it was pretty good. I didn't get him pole position, but
yeah, it was his lap for the first race.
Yeah, it was good. He and
it has 1.2 million views. This person who reposted it got another 1.3 million views. Like, it was making some rounds, and people were saying, Parker Klingerman said, "My God, this is incredible." Connor Zilic had a drooling gif. I don't know if that moves the needle for you at all. Corey LaJoy, who's nobody cares about his opinions about driving, he posted this gif, which is great. Very funny meme, Corey. Good poll. I said a hilarious tweet. It was great. It got 3 likes, and it said, "I'm not convinced you're supposed to be able to drive a car like that."
Hell yeah, that is good.
My tweet was the best. You can say it.
Yeah, easily. No, Brock Feeney, very good. Very good. Quali laps at Surfers Paradise. Sometimes not very good, and we saw that. Well, Brock Feeney did. He had a tank slapper. I don't think they say that in stock car racing, do they? I know they say it in IndyCar. Can I say it?
They say it in NASCAR. I don't think they say it here. They got like their own phrases and sayings.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fair. During one of the
Will
practices.
Brown.
So like every single person got into the wall, and then we get into for the first race, the qualifying, and we just have this scary fucking crash from Brody Kostecki. He had previously some injury to his car. They taped it up to the nines. He was looking pretty good. And then as he was going over the curbs of the chicane, you could just see the car getting caught more and more and it destroying the front part of his car more and more. And he eventually lost it and drove flat out into the wall. Hit it so hard that the photographers behind the wall were injured and sent to the hospital. And there was a lot of commentary, which I was very interested because I've never really heard commentary be critical of the driver after a wreck like that. But they were like, who gave him the green light to continue racing full out, or not racing, but qualifying full out with an injured car like that when there's like clear damage that is only going to get worse? Why did he continue to drive? Was there no signal going off in his brain? Like, I'm losing the car. I'm having these issues. It's only going to get worse. That was a very interesting conversation. At the end of the day, it's just a conversation. But that car was so damaged, they had to get special permission from Supercars to take the chassis to the factory, take it off-site to the factory, which is coincidentally was only 15 minutes away. Coincidentally, was just 15 minutes away from Surfers Paradise, so they really lucked out there. But he wasn't able to compete in the first race because of how fucked the car was.
And I think that's like, it just didn't make sense, the risk that they were willing to take with the point that the car was already at, considering like he was not going to make the shootout even on like the lap that he was on. And then like the risk was continuing to break the car to the point where you couldn't compete the next day. And because of the nature of Supercars having these double headers, potentially the day after that. I mean, because we never really got a full, I guess, understanding of what Brody's injuries and stuff were after the crash. But I'm like, there was a chance that could have also taken out your car and your driver.
And your driver. I mean, the crash was like, if you haven't seen a video of it yet, the crash was so bad that a little bit later we had a little bit of an informational, educational section where they told us about the Hans devices. And that's never something you want to learn about again immediately after a crash.
During a qualifying. Yeah.
No. And the fact that like there were civilians, I guess, photographers who got injured, it all seemed very, very just not worth it. But it's also like an elimination weekend. Guys, we're in the playoffs. This is the finals. Like, you have to be smart in these situations.
Yeah. You got to weigh the risk and the reward, and it didn't seem like the reward was there. And then we saw the worst case scenario with the risk. You and I have been in Supercars for like 5 weeks total, and we're like, Brody, you got to do better than that.
You can't Brody, keep doing this.
Come on, buddy. No, and I, of course, is like, if I could cherry on top from my week, this is great. This is really good. Just another one of my drivers experiencing my bad luck. I'm making this about me. I'm sorry, Brody. This is my bad luck. You're part of this now. I decided you're my Supercars driver, and you have to suffer.
And you've done
as
this.
a result.
And then we also had Will Brown, who did make it to the shootout. It's so hard to explain it, but he took one of these curbs. I mean, he was on a fast lap. That was a heater. Took one of these curbs, got some air, and then just kind of slid off into the wall, like couldn't control it, which was funny because, well, it's not funny, but a lot of other drivers had that same situation right there. And there were a few of them who also went into the wall, but it was interesting to see like who was able to save it. So that was awesome for Will Brown. But Will Brown, Rhonda, he really just, I gotta be honest, these boys aren't treating their cars right. And I've always said that.
I think that Charlotte got in a crash earlier in the practice. It was just like, they're not
Rhonda got
gals.
Embarrassed during the shootout. I don't know. But Will Brown was very funny this week. So I'm going to give him...
Pause right there. I have to plug my computer in. Think about all the things that Will Brown has done that are funny so we can share with the class.
Okay. I'm going to pull up his TikTok so I can make sure I go through all of them.
Okay. Tell me about the funny things Will Brown did.
So this poster came out of all of the finalists. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but that's what it was. It was the finalists. They were all
finals.
The finalists. They were all like lined up in front of this like beautiful beach landscape. There were flames shooting out in the background, and Will Brown had been put next to two of the tallest drivers, and he kind of made a comment like, "Why does Supercars keep doing this to me? Like, I'm not that short." Whatever, what have you, which then inspired a bunch of people to come into his comments and tell him that he's shorter than Yuki and that he's a small bean. So that was just a reoccurring bit over the weekend. He's like, guys, I'm not short. I'm 5'7". I'm 173 centimeters or something.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's not put numbers on the weight. You know what I mean? It makes me sad, Will Brown.
On the what?
Because if he puts numbers on the weight, it's like I could take him in a fight so easy. Yeah,
numbers on the weight?
Yeah, he's like, I'm 170 something.
No, 173 centimeters. That's height.
Oh, I thought he was giving his weight, and I was
no.
that I could take you in a fight. Like, it's just like embarrassing for you.
No, although he might be. I think him and I are probably pretty close to the same size.
I think you and Will Brown. Although, I'm gonna have to fucking cut this.
No, say it. No, that's why I'm like, him and I are like body doubles, twins. Okay, anyways.
Thicker than a book of oatmeal, as they would say.
Yeah, we are gonna have to cut that. We're trying to make Supercars sexy.
Thick.
Yeah, nope. This is where we're cutting. But he just had this prolonged bit of being like, guys, I'm not that short. And then Brody Kostecki out of nowhere just calls him bald. Did you see that? He called him bald, and then he crashed and he said, guess I shouldn't have. This is what I get for calling Will Brown bald. I don't know. He was just on one this weekend. It was really funny. But he did have that incident in, I think that's what we started talking about. I don't know. It's hard to tell. He had that incident in qualifying. He had a fine race. His race was fine. He's okay. He made it on to the next round. What else do you got up here? Oh, do you want to talk about the second race? Oh, yes.
I just think like it's just funny because he kind of does that thing. I think it's funny when drivers do this where they like have to like apologize after every race, and he's been kind of doing that lately. And I'm like, Will Brown, like get your head in the game. Like he's been like, guys, I'm so sorry I got P5. Tough day out here. I got P8. Guys, I'm really sorry to do this to you guys. And I'm like, you know who's not doing this to me, Will Brown? Brock. He's getting podiums. Do you think that we can clock in, buddy? Do you and Oscar need to go on a little retreat together or something?
Do you want him to have the number one? You want Brock to have the number one? That's what you want?
Brock to take the number one from you? Dude, get it together. Dude, I want to get those little... I know we were like talking about this earlier. You guys got to help us. We want the little quad lock cases, but you could only get them in person. They were posting it on TikTok, and they were like, we have Brock Feedy and Will Brown cases, but you can only get them if you go to Surfers Paradise and buy them in person. We're not going to put them online. And I'm like, quad lock, if you don't freaking can it, you've already tortured us enough with the fact that we don't have the SVG case, we don't have the Oscar Piastri case. It's just like at this point, like just send them all, because the fact that you're not even going to sell them online, it's just like, what, you don't think we can watch Supercars in the US or something?
It's messed up.
It's just ridiculous.
I don't even have a phone I nearly spent like over $100 on that fucking...
You have?
I have the 12 Pro Max.
And they just don't have like that.
No.
Generation.
They didn't, because I was about to drop $100 some odd on the SVG case and carry it around with like a straight face. And I couldn't get it. They said, sorry, Brokey, you need to update your phone so you can get this $100.
Update your phone, Lizzie. I have like a 13.
Case.
So now I'm like, do they have a 13?
I don't think
that's
so.
Not that much better than a 12.
Guys, I don't know. This conversation really upset me.
I didn't even really know what quad lock was until I started caring about all these Australian and New Zealand
looks nice.
race car drivers. It looks nice. Why don't we have IndyCar Australian and New Zealanders represented with these cases? Like, what do we got to do to get a Scott Dixon case, a Marcus Armstrong case, a Scotty McLaughlin case?
Dude, if there was a Scott Dixon case, it'd be over. It'd be absolutely over. I would be upgrading my phone.
She's upgrading her phone. Dude, when they drop their fucking IndyCar collection, we better be on that freaking PR list. And you know what? Send the phone too, Quad.
Please. Like, was it Casetify that was doing it? Oh no, it was like Velvet Caviar that was doing it. People were like, "You're sending a bunch of influencers phones." We won't have that opinion. Well, we're also not influencers, but we won't. We'll be like, "That's so they're donating," is what that's called.
I think we could influence some people to buy Scott Dixon quad lock cases.
100%.
Yeah, I think like that's. I mean, if there's anything we could influence, it's that. Hold on, let me just see if they're like sponsoring. Quadlock does not have a direct current partnership with any IndyCar teams or drivers. They just have their fucking SCG and Oscar Piastri, and then the Will Brown and
Broccolini Feeney.
Broccolini. We're soft launching, by the way. His name is Broccolini. So in the second race, the only things I had really of note, it's really not that funny. I just thought it was a little funny when Alan sent Randall into the wall, and then he literally stopped his car to wait for Randall to get back on track and to keep going, because he's like, that's definitely a penalty.
That's going to be an
so
issue.
He's like, I'm going to go ahead and just let him by. And everybody was very complimentary of him in commentary. They were like, it's a good lad. Put a stop to his car on the apex of the corner so that he could let Thomas Randall back out in front. Randall kind of, in the second race, he looked like he was gonna get a podium, and it didn't work out for him. Did you see Ryan Preece was in his Thomas Randall costume this week in NASCAR?
I did see that. Yeah. Oh, we didn't do our NASCAR fan favorites.
I know. I was gonna say something about that, but I thought maybe we'll finish Supercars real quick. I have just one more point on Supercars.
You don't want to do it right now in the middle of Supercars?
No, we'll come back to it. I will say the last like 5 laps of the second race, great racing. That's the thing about Supercars is even if I feel like I might be a little tired, a little bored, it always comes through at the end and gives me the best racing I've ever watched. Best motorsport ever. Sucks that it exists at 2 a.m.
It really is. It's so good. It is so good.
I will say like it's interesting. The 2 race concept is also something I'm not totally on board with. Can I be honest? I don't love... If you're going to do a playoff structure, which it sounds like Supercars fans, I'm curious to hear some of our Supercars listeners what your guys' thoughts are on the playoffs, because it seems like it's already unpopular in Supercars. Well,
it's not playoffs. It's not as dumb as like I feel like NASCAR has a monopoly on the playoff system and like how stupid it is. So when we're saying the playoffs, it's not formatted like that. It makes a little bit more sense. But it does make a little bit more sense than like what NASCAR's cooking.
It makes a little bit more sense. I do think like having an elimination round on like a double header weekend.
But it's all double header weekends.
I know, and that's the problem, and that's why I just don't know if this format works necessarily for them. It's just especially brutal. Like, we had the same winner in both races. It's like fair to say that like some tracks are better for some drivers, and if your elimination round is like on a track that you're not good at, it's like we're gonna do 2 of those. It's like you're already fuck me, and then like you have a situation like Brody, which Brody made his own bed and like he had to lie in it, but like. If you have a big crash, if you have a big something happen, it's like you have 24 hours to turn it around or you're out. And so I'm curious your thoughts on like, isn't it especially brutal to have an elimination round after a double header at the same track in the same weekend? Whereas like NASCAR, at least like you have like, you know, a weekend or 2 where like you might still be in a must win situation, but at least you have like some time to work with on your side.
I mean, I guess, but like all races have like immediate consequences. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it like that. Well, but like if you lose a regular season race, like you're immediately going to suffer the consequences of the lost points. I think it sucks specifically in this case because the people who were out are some people that we like, and also like Brody obviously had kind of made his own bed, but like Ryan Wood.
Brody.
Yeah, no, Brody, sorry. We gotta move on. We can't keep harping on Brody. But like Ryan Wood, he truly just shit luck with his okay, it was a gas tank, and then they had things in the gas tank to make the gas tank smaller for Bathurst, and then when they took out the things from the gas tank to make it bigger for Gold Coast, then there would, or maybe it's the opposite, I'm not sure. The kind of valve that they put on top of it was not properly secured, so Ryan Wood put in this absolutely heater performance in qualifying, starting from pole position. We were all cheering, we were all rooting. I didn't hear a single boo in the audience the entire time.
No dissent.
Not an ounce. He started leaking while he was driving. He was leaking a lot, and they were like, "Yeah, hey, bud, you're starting to slow down. You're leaking a lot. Maybe you should like pull into the garage." And then they were like, "He's leaking a lot." They like fixed his tires and sent him back out there as if that was gonna fix anything. And then he got a mechanical black flag, and they're like,
black flag. They announced it to everyone. They're like, "Hey, just so you guys know, this guy's gotta go. His car sucks majorly."
So that was, I mean, truly just shit luck because he had such potential. So like in that case, yeah, it sucks. But I'm also like, we got to wrap things up. I mean, how many races can we have in a season?
And just fucking brutal. She's like, some of you guys are gonna get sacrificed.
Some of you guys are gonna have to go. So I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't create the system.
You know what? You laugh now, but when Will Brown is below that fucking cut line, I'm gonna hear a fucking meltdown for the ages from you.
No, because what's gonna happen?
I'm not gonna feel sorry at all because my drivers are already gone, honey. Brody's already gone.
Well, we still have Brock. We'll always have Brock.
We will always have Brock. He will never be below that cut line if I can help it. I'm gonna fucking be on a plane to Australia. Be like, I heard he's below the cut line. I'm here to fix it.
Dude, my worst fear is we get Austin Cindric out there in Supercars and he does something to fuck up Brock's race. I think like, what do I do?
Shouldn't have any more crossover episodes.
I would die, I think.
Don't even look at Will Brown, to be honest. Like, don't even look at him, Austin Cindric. You're going to put MJ in such a tough spot.
Dude, genuinely, we can't keep doing this. But the drivers who are not...
being a bad car, though.
Well, he's not good at being a Red Bull. That's for certain.
I heard from a Supercars podcast that I listened to get all my information from and relay it on this podcast in a less good way, that he's going to be in a bad car. So,
yeah, but the thing about drivers in bad cars, even Cody Ware can change the tides of a race. You just got to get in front and
change the course of history.
Exactly. Freaking Corey Ware. But so the drivers who are not passing on, who did not make it to the next round, we had Di Pasquale, which is so sad because every time they say his name, it does make me fuck. It was bad. Brody Kostecki, and then also Ryan Wood. They were all eliminated. Pitch perfect.
But
style.
On the bright side, if you won or got on podium for one of these races, the trophy was a surfboard. Very Teen Choice Awards style. I don't know if that's a thing in Australia or New Zealand, which the people listening to this segment are probably just those folks. But yeah, it was very that. And also, they had an abundance of fire. I would almost say too much fire. I think that there is a point where it's like this podium celebration might have too much fire. Can I be honest? I don't like fire in podium celebrations.
I'm not a big fan of like pyrotechnics in general. So you're not really, the only time I think it's cool is when they do that absolutely fucking insane pyrotechnic performance at Gateway, because I'm like,
Gateway, yep, that's good.
That's it.
Because that's an explosion. It's like literally like creating seismic waves. Like they think that there's an earthquake happening, and
there is an immediate effect on the environment once that happens.
Right. Yeah, it's like, yeah, right. That's a hole in the ozone for sure. I think like they tried to do like pyrotechnics and fire after the Indy GP.
for all 12 people that were there.
Yeah, and I was like, this is like, no, it should just probably be like, just make it confetti. You know what I mean? Like, just like no
Confetti
fire.
is great.
I think
Everyone directly
Yeah.
benefits from confetti. You know how much confetti I have from races I've been to, from concerts I've been to?
Yeah, same.
A lot.
Everybody loves confetti. I think that Supercars is getting too carried away with the fire specifically. It's like, this is a fun sport. There's no need
Girls,
for fire.
you can be super without the pyrotechnics.
Yeah, like it's it's in the name. You're Supercars. You don't have to do the pyrotechnics. Do you want to do fan favorite for NASCAR?
Yeah, I actually got called out for my fan favorite. I had saved the video that I was, and I'm pretty predictable. Leave me alone. I had saved the video that I was gonna be choose my fan favorite from, and then I get a message from Sean, who also like nearly predicted the Todd Gilliland win last weekend, who was like, my prediction. This is going to be my prediction for your fan favorite, and he was correct. It's not Chase Briscoe.
Terrifying.
Chris Buescher. No. Chris Buescher.
Oh, I know the video.
Because he's doing this prolonged bit. It feels really one-sided, where he's pranking. I guess pranks are kind of one-sided. He's pranking Ryan Preece because a few races ago, I think it was Kansas, he decided to take the door off of Ryan Preece's Bronco that he had rented because he left it unlocked. He just left the car unlocked at the track. That's crazy. And so he had a bunch of fans give out like little Broncos with like the front door ripped off to Ryan Preece. And I thought that was, I don't know. I love Chris Buescher. I love him.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong.
I agree. Yeah, I think it was like funny to like, prolong the bit specifically on Ryan Preece's birthday. You know what I mean? Like just be like, instead of just getting him like a nice gift, just being like, we're going to prank him for his birthday.
Can I do an honorary fan favorite?
Is it Ryan Preece? Go ahead.
No, it's Taylor Kitchen. Taylor Kitchen, who you may know from being the NASCAR It Girl. She did
having an episode with us. Like
she did have an episode. You should go check it out if you haven't listened to it yet. You should go check it out. She did a bit with Ryan Preece. Because what was the number? Martinsville has these fuck ass hot dogs that are like red and
they look horrible.
They're very scary. But so she had talked about, I think it takes like 5,000 something hot dogs to make it around the track. And she had a bit and Ryan Preece was there and Ryan Preece ended up ordering 5,000 hot dogs. I don't know. It was like seeing my two like idols. It was like,
it was crazy. It
had the same vibe of when Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez were in the Princess Protection Program and they sang One and the Same. Yeah. It's just like my faves they're collabing and it felt really good. So she gets my honorary fan favorite for this week.
Dude, that is so true. That video is so crazy. I was grinning like an idiot the whole time watching it. I was like, they're friends.
It's so good.
I think my fan favorite is going to be Ty Gibbs because I think it was funny that his driver won the Xfinity race. I forgot that he was like technically the owner of the 54 in Xfinity. And then he like rolls up to victory lane and he has like these sunglasses on and he's like dressed like a little team owner and he's like taking selfies and stuff. I think it's funny to like get a team win before you get your own first cup win. I also think it's funny that he like went to the press conference like as the team owner. I think it like was giving like junior achievement, like pretending like you own a business sort of vibe.
J.A. Biztown.
It was kind of, I thought it was funny. And I think that he took it like a champ. You know what I mean? Like he seemed excited about his driver winning. But I also think like his driver appears to be like older than him. I don't even know if that's true, but like he gives the vibes that he is. So it's also just like funny to see. Yeah, look up how old Taylor Gray is. It's just like funny to see like Ty Gibbs be like, yeah, team owner vibes. And it's like he looks like a toddler compared to everybody in the picture.
He's 20.
So
Taylor Gray is. Yeah, a little bit, but he doesn't look older.
Somebody commented on our TikTok that we were unk.
What does that mean?
They were calling us old because it was that one clip we did about how young Renus and everybody is. And they commented on our TikTok and they said unk.
No.
About us. I was like, that's mean. Hey, I'm gonna block you.
Hey, have fun being
Last laugh
reported.
now. Yeah, this feels targeted and also like a hate crime, so you're going to jail. Enjoy jail, buddy. Ageism
Aw.
isn't very funny from jail, is it? I don't know, but that's my fan favorite. Next week we have Just Phoenix. Feels sinister.
Hmm.
A world without NASCAR.
Oh yeah,
If
we're
it's
gonna
only for 3
we're gonna be a Formula One. Should we full rebrand to a Formula One podcast just for like a few months just to see if it boosts our rating?
Nah, because if this championship starts going not my way, I think it's gonna be. It's not gonna appeal much to just a Formula One audience. Let's just say that. I think that people that are
That's
IndyCar and
fair.
NASCAR and Supercars fans, they give me a pass in F1 for my rotten opinions on Lando Norris and others. But I think if we went full Formula One, those graces that I've been given would not extend as far. Although if Lando Norris started becoming closer friends with Kurt Busch, I'd come around to it.
Fucking
I can be
Kurt Busch.
swayed, Lando.
I've been seeing so many videos of Kurt Busch on my FYP. It's Kurt Busch. Well, because him and his brother both have those fucking sad ass edits where it's like, he can't see without his glasses. And I'm like, it's just a 50-year-old man who's kind of washed. Like, he's fine. No, I see him all the time.
Can I give the negative version of fan favorite? Can I give fan least favorite for the week?
Yeah, sure.
It's a tie. It's a tie between two drivers. Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson both did the most atrocious 6-7 memes this week. That was enough to be like, you should be banned for a week from the sport. Like, Kyle Larson did his on like the radio or some shit at Talladega, and I was
Right.
like, this is disgusting. And then Kyle Busch posted a video on TikTok or on Twitter of him literally just like in his race suit at home, just being like 6-7. And he was like, my son asked me to do this. And I was like, yeah, your son's laughing at you, not with you. Your son set you up to be laughed at on the internet. It was like so egregious. There's something so sinister about drivers doing this 6-7 thing. It's so unfunny. It's so unfunny.
It's
There's no
also
way kids
way
like that.
past the trend. Like,
Right.
it's kind of over now. So, I don't know.
It would be trendier to like do like a fucking Fortnite emote or some shit. Like you would be less cringy doing that.
Did you see that video I sent you of Denny Hamlin Dougieing?
Yeah, I've seen it many times.
Yeah, what's up with that? He's like not bad at it, but he's definitely not doing it correctly. Okay, we feel some type of way about it. Get that man on a wedding dance floor stat.
Yeah, I'm interested. I appreciate that Denny has not done anything related to 6-7 because that seems like something super cringy he would absolutely do.
Well,
And if I see it, he's
okay.
going to lose in the championship.
Is the 6-7 thing worse than when he introduced himself at Bristol as being him?
I thought that was funny because it was
I
like
do too.
acknowledging cringe.
He's like, I'm
He's like
him.
super more right. I think he's like better at acknowledging his own cringiness. I also think like the Law and Order music was so cool
That
that
was
it like
good.
distracted from any cringe that could have come from that. But you know what I think the difference is here? You're seeing in real time the difference between girl dads and boy dads. Because the boy dads are doing this cringe ass 6-7 thing.
They both have girls. Both Kyles have girls.
Well, I think that the boys are like closer in age to the oldest of Denny's daughter. The ones that are social media
advisors
are
yeah.
like the advisors are like leading the two Kyles astray. Whereas the oldest of Denny's kids, she's like, don't come anywhere near that shit. That is so cringe. The oldest of
That's
their
fair.
kids, the two Kyles, are boys, and they're like encouraging them to do cringy shit. This just goes to show like 13-year-old boys, we've lost society there somewhere. We gotta get that back.
We gotta focus them back. I feel like
we gotta fix that.
You gotta do something.
I guess we'll ponder on that at a later date. I guess like next week we'll just watch Phoenix and make a regular podcast about that.
What a short episode it's going to be. When do you think is best for me to complain about the all women's test in Formula E again? Because that video came up recently.
Do you want to do it right now?
No, I'd like to save it for when we have, like, we're already at 2:36. I don't remember how many things.
When is the actual test?
Not for a minute. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm down to complain whenever you want.
Return of groundbreaking women's test confirmed. It's so fucking groundbreaking. October 31st. Huh, that could be our Halloween episode. It's just me talking about the fact that, that they're not going to do anything with it.
We'll talk about just feminism as a whole, and we'll talk about how Phoenix is anti-feminist, and then we'll talk about how Formula E is anti-feminist.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun. Exciting episode coming. Oh, we need to do, and we're gonna do our movie episode too. Now I'm just treating this like this is our FaceTime that we typically do after the podcast, where we plan what we're gonna do.
While we're on FaceTime, should I upload this on Monday or Tuesday?
Do you want to edit it tonight?
It's only 9 p.m. It's like kind of a sensible time.
If you wanted to upload it on Monday, I would support you. If you want to wait till Tuesday, I would also support you.
I just feel like on Tuesday, what if all these things are already closed up and then we sound like dumbos because nobody knows that we recorded it on Sunday?
Well, I can add a disclaimer that we filmed this on Sunday. We're talking about it right now. Everyone listens this far into the podcast.
No, it's too late. I'm uploading it on Monday. If you guys are listening to this, happy Monday. Right?
Yeah, works for me.
Unless you think I should do it on Tuesday.
I have no preference.
As you can see, nobody drives the vote here at Lapstown. It's a really democratic process in which we have 2 voting members. So as you can tell, this is why we need a guy with a laptop.
With a laptop. I think we should try to poach a guy with a laptop just from another podcast, so they're already trained.
I've been thinking of some people.
I know some I would
take care of their guys with laptops. There's some people that are not. They don't cherish the guys with laptops that they have.
You would be a part. It would be
steal Tim from Off Track.
Ooh,
I mean, Hinch and Rossi, they don't cherish him.
No, they don't. We would cherish him. I love that he wrote Hamlet for children.
Yeah, it's interesting. The guy, I think, that is on Actions Detrimental, I think he works for Denny, so he's probably too locked down.
Yeah. Well, he's also the only other person on the podcast, so we really can't take that, or else it'd just be Denny talking into a mic.
What about the guy who's on the laptop for Bless Your Heart?
I like him. He seems cool.
Yeah. I think we could take him away.
We could ask.
We'll have to probably learn his name first.
Sure. It's not about that.
And Dale would understand. He's like, well, these girls are talking about real motorsports, so they got to have a guy with a laptop.
Yeah, he'd get it.
We're taking applications if you guys are interested. No.
It's just a bit. It's just a little goof that we're doing. No, we can't. We can't.
A third. It would throw off the real chemistry we have. Can't fake it. No, I feel like we can introduce a third because I think you would come to like them more than me. And that's how all poly relationships go in the end, you know?
We would all benefit each other in different ways, I think.
That's what they say when they start the poly relationship and then 2 of them run away with each other. Okay. I'm gonna edit this episode. I'll put it up, whatevs, and we will smell you guys later. Be sure to subscribe. Tell a friend. Welcome to Lapstown. Good stuff. We'll see you guys for the last NASCAR race next weekend, and catch you on the flip side. Goodbye.
Goodbye.